On to the Divisional Round. The Leafs are finishing up their Western road trip. The Raps still need a big man, and the Jays miss out on Tucker and Bichette. Hello and welcome back to The House That Happened, sponsored by Shuey's Bar and Grill, the only place to be in suburban Etobicoke. Voted 4 times the best dive bar in all the GTA. It's number 1 in our hearts, the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Give us a like, and please subscribe. It really helps us out. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name's Cruz. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Back from camping after a few nights.
And you had to, is that when you came back from the camping, did you were the one that piled all this snow in the car and brought it back with you?
No, we found it here when we came back.
I want to know if there's anybody out there that can give me a good reason why you like shoveling your driveway.
I've yet to meet anyone.
I'm looking, because, it's snowy. It's a beautiful day. No, I don't like this shit. I'm wearing big, heavy-ass boots. I'm wearing plastic pants so I don't get wet. My hands are cold, and my neighbor, nobody was there to help him, and he's an old guy, so I felt the obligation of running across the street and digging him out, too, so... No, I'm not good with the snow.
I know, I'd rather have snow than hurricanes, so I'll choose Toronto any day of the week.
I'm just saying it doesn't matter how you look at it. I'm just saying I can't find anybody that enjoys shoveling their driveway.
Fair enough.
Outside of that, though, Stanley seems to love it a lot. Using a lot of towels,
sure
bringing him in the house, man. People just laugh when he went something. He does face plants into the piles of snow, and he just jumps up out of nowhere and just face plants, and people are looking at him just doing it kind of, he's my dog. But outside of that, it's a beautiful world, don't you think so?
Happy to be in Canada, put it that way.
And you don't need any receipts from your snow.
No.
You don't need receipts. We're all good with that. You know what I'm saying?
Besides that, how was your week?
My week was outstanding, outrageous, catalysmic, and I'll just throw this in here now, but we'll get to it later in the show. I didn't care if we got Tucker anyway. How many times did I say that? I didn't care anyway. I'm disappointed in some things when we get there, but the Tucker part, I heard some things that I've said on the show, and it backs my, I was never... We got both great, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
So shout out to my dad taking me camping. We went to Killarney for a few nights this week. It was a great trip. A little bit of snow. Was really just wet only one day. We went up to, we didn't even get to finish the trail because it was just too much ice, too much snow on there on the crack. I don't know if you've ever done that at Killarney. One of the most beautiful lookouts anywhere in Ontario. So
when you go to Killarney, you got to go towards Kingston, right?
No, Sudbury.
Sudbury, right?
It's like 4 hours.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I have been there.
Yeah.
I have been there.
One of my favorite places ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's south of Sudbury, though, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
South.
It's on the way there.
Yeah. Southeast, would you say?
I would have to see.
Because I've been to a park up there in the summertime.
It's probably Killarney.
Yeah. And I know that. I just had to get my perception there, and I had a buddy that went to Sudbury, so I went up there a few times back in the day. But that's really cool you went there. When you went with your dad, that's super cool.
A lot of Trivial Pursuit, a lot of Yahtzee being played on this trip.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Well, it's Trivial Pursuit from 1981, so you got to kind of adjust. When it asks who's got the most Wimbledon titles for women, you got to think, oh, wait.
Yeah.
It was Billie Jean King, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. At the time.
Yeah.
At the time.
Because it definitely wouldn't have been Serena.
No, that's, I never thought about that. But, the odd things you get to learn along the way is even better.
Yeah.
Because at least it casts a little bit of, you'd say, a web of knowledge because, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Especially some of the science questions that are tricky because I can never get, but then when you hear them, how practical they are.
You know what category was actually the toughest one for me? The arts and literature one.
I jump on that one usually. I don't have a problem with that.
I know, at least for the questions there, because some of the history, actually the last game we played, I was struggling with the geography ones for whatever reason, but either way, a lot of fun we had.
Great. Glad to hear that. That's super cool trip.
This is one thing I found really interesting. So, heated rivalry. We talked about the show, the hockey show about the two gay players, whatever.
Yeah, it is two gay players?
Yes.
Okay,
Russian and Canadian. So it's really picking up steam. It's huge on HBO Max now in the States, right?
Really?
Yes. It's a huge hit down there. StubHub's actually reporting that interest in NHL tickets are up 40% since the show premiered in the States.
You're kidding me.
And 100% of the people admit that they're being disappointed that there's a lot less kissing than they expected.
What?
That's a joke.
Okay.
Actually, Gary Bettman admitted that he binged the whole series in one night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he actually enjoyed that. There were some parallels to like the actual thing, like going to Sochi, All-Star game in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, I heard they lined up
Yeah.
some stuff in chronological order, so to speak.
I might have to watch the show now.
You know what? I'll tell you, I may watch it, I may not. Maybe I'll get something I'll watch with Gail, because we're always trying to figure out something we both watch together. My thing is, I just don't watch shows.
Yeah.
That's it. I just don't watch shows. So it's not because of whatever the content, what the subject matter, who's in it. I just don't watch shows. I'm fascinated by the fact that you're telling 40% increase in what?
Like I'm guessing 40% more people like kind of like looking for tickets, which
That's mad.
that's going to translate into more sales, which is
that's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Anything that brings more, more bums to the seats, so to speak, and all that. That's amazing. Good. And I heard it's a great show. If everybody's enjoying it, it's a hockey content. Good for that. Good.
Yeah, I'm usually like, whenever there's like a hockey show or movie, I'm usually out to see it anyways. So, because I'm like, as hockey fans, we're usually pretty starved for that kind of content. It's not like baseball or boxing where like, you know, you walk 2 feet and you run into a baseball movie or whatever, right?
Do you watch Shoresy then?
I got to get into that still.
See, sometimes about that, and I hate to say it because it's...
I hear Shoresy's amazing.
I know it is good, but sometimes after so many episodes, because I also watched the other one that the guy was in for a while.
Oh, Letterkenny.
Yeah, Letterkenny and all that. Like I don't mind watching that at all. And I did watch a bunch of shows, but after a while, I get kind of... I'm proud to be Canadian, but some of the Canadiana, is that what I would say? In it is a little cliched.
How so?
Well, it wasn't Letterkenny. That was in Sudbury, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in Sudbury, yeah. Or at least that's where it was filmed.
Yeah, and anyways, I was up there and I've been around and like and I like our little nuances. I do, but I hate when we put that. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what? It was like when the Americans talk about Canada and they say A and toque and all that shit.
I think that's how it is up there, though, in a lot of those places.
That's what I say. But they amp it up to a point where it's almost like, I don't know. And I say, no, I like it.
I don't know. That's rural Canadiana to me.
Oh, 100%. But when it's like, you know, it's a little bit too much ice cream. How's that?
Fair enough.
I like ice cream a lot. But I mean, I can't eat the whole bucket. I could eat half a bucket kind of deal, right? And that guy's funny as hell. I don't care the main character guy.
Keto, no.
Whatever his name is.
Kiso.
He's funny as hell. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll keep our eyes open. I'm happy to hear that about hockey shows bringing more people into the picture. It's good.
It's getting a season 2 from what I understand too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, big shout out. Wikipedia turned 25 years old the other day.
Yes, I heard that. It seems older. But 25, yeah, because it was around. I'm still trying to figure out when I first got a cell phone. I'm trying to figure that out.
Do you know what type of cell phone it was?
Yeah, it was one of those flip-up ones. I don't know. No, it could have been the one like that, and you press the buttons, and I never text because you had to know the code for texting.
So probably early 2000s.
No, it was in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I did have a cell phone in the 90s, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know when, but it doesn't matter.
What else do we got here? Red Bull.
25 years.
25 years old. I love Wikipedia so much. It's especially for sports. It's such a great.
I like the last time I went to see
way.
something. That's interesting you said that because, you know, you should throw in your 25 cents to keep it going, but I don't know. Where does that money go? I'm skeptical. But I like sometimes when you go to Wikipedia and look up a sports thing, and sometimes there's a little block with something around it that says, we have corrected this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, he won this in this certain times. No, he didn't. This was there.
Oh, I love the people that do the editing on Wikipedia, they're determined.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very, very cool. Like when you see that, you read something and then they go back and they put in a disclaimer. Sorry, this wasn't the way it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. Kind of cool.
If you ever want to have a laugh, go to the discussion page on a Wikipedia page. You get to see all the arguing behind the scenes of people being like, no, it should be this. It should be this.
Oh, I can imagine. I can just imagine. Wow.
Big shout out to Red Bull and Racing Bulls revealing their liveries for 2026. A lot more blue since Ford is now partnered with them in the engines. And it's interesting to see how they kind of saw the rules and what their interpretation of it is.
They got good lawyers.
Well, I mean, that's F1. You're like, well, this is the way they meant it, but like, well, this is within the rules, right? So,
Anything that you can bend to your way. We know what this is. This is almost war. Come on, it's F1. We know what they're doing. I love when I hear angles like that, by the way.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. Just puts a little more intrigue into the game that they're about to. And it's only, 6 weeks away, right?
Yeah, almost. A little bit longer maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, it's coming quicker than I thought.
Shout out Brooks Koepka back on the PGA Tour via the Player Return Program.
Do you know this is a complete joke, right?
How so?
Okay. They want to, Liv's in trouble. Okay, we just know that. Liv's in trouble, they're not there. It's just mad money, you're going to be there. So what they end up doing is, they knew that Koepka wanted to get his way out, right? So here's what they're doing. He's paying a $5 million fine.
To the PGA.
To the PGA. Nobody knows where this money's going to go, who they're paying it to, and they might find a good charity on a Tuesday.
Probably a charity, okay. Yeah.
So what they're saying is, and he's not allowed in on the equity money for 5 years. You know what the equity money is? Like if you're a good boy and at the end of the year and you're one of the fans, they have this so-called.
I imagine it's for like if you like whatever for guys that like have been good boys like you said, but like maybe haven't won as many tournaments as whatever.
So we'll throw some money in there because
just to keep you happy.
To keep you happy, to keep you away from Liv. Okay, and then he has to earn his way into any of the signature tournaments, and he can't get any FedEx money this year.
So like what? Oh, that's interesting with the FedEx money. But like what signature tournaments are there?
Bay Hill is the Arnie's tournament is a signature one. Jack's a signature one.
Waste management?
No, it's not. Waste management isn't, and neither is the Farmers Trust. So what's going to happen, in my opinion, now? I've heard people say he's in the next 5 years. It's easy to say that he could lose $50 to $90 million, losing out on equity and money he's not going to get this year from the FedEx Cup, and the fact that he's not going to be involved in the equity. Now they say guesstimate. So I'm going to take my spin on the matter. He's going to get in a bunch of these tournaments where there's not a lot of top players in. And if he's playing at the top of his game, he's going to win these tournaments. Yeah. He's going to mass up some points real quick. And all of a sudden, he's going to be in the FedEx Cup standings. And guess what? He loses some equity money. Well, it ends up being maybe it's less than $50 million in equity money because what he wins on the tour, his sponsors are now jacking up his new contracts because he's more exposed here in the PGA.
Sure.
He got a $112 million bonus from Liv. How much money does the guy lose?
Well, I was going to say, with the Liv money, he's already, like, it's not like he's waiting in line at the food bank.
That's what I'm saying. So what they did is, this is a real, and I think they've got, till February something? What they did is they offered this out to major winners since 2022, which is a coincidence. Who are those people? John Ram, Bryson DeChambeau, and Cam Smith. Because what they're trying to do, if they lure these guys back, but what has happened now is they say John Rahm is very unhappy till he looks at his bank account. Right. Like he knows, he goes, why? Oh, I'm playing this golf. And that's why those guys all bitch. Let's go to 72 holes. Let's go back to pants. Look a little more traditional like the PGA. Let's get the gimmicks out of the way because if we want to look like we're anything close to the PGA. But the competition just there because guys like he said, Cam Smith. He's one of the guys there. Cam Smith's from Australia. You know, they said he loves about the Live Tour. It's half the flight distance home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So this Koepka thing is just, glad he's back, but he's not getting penalized, people, really. Was he, $5 million?
Yeah.
You just got $12 million signing bonus and all the money you made at Liv. I bet she's got that in his back pocket.
Big shout out to Milos Raonic retiring from tennis. Made to the finals of Wimbledon one year.
Number 3 ranked in 2016 is the highest he's ever been.
Yeah,
and he did make a Wimbledon finals. And then you know what? He had a
lost
good career.
To Andy Murray, right?
Yeah, he had he won 8 titles, but he's the pinnacle of Canadian tennis, men's tennis so far.
True.
See your tone of voice. Anyway, that's enough to say.
It's a tough field.
Sure it is, but I mean, why does Australia get those guys there and we don't? I sometimes wonder. But great career. I don't want to. The guy. I wish he had better footwork. Great serve.
Killer serve. Yeah.
Killer serve, but he couldn't dance. That was his problem. But great career though. You win 8 titles. You know what I mean? He's only 35. You know, and he's got and I just think that his body broke down because not many guys are as big as him either.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Was he 6'4"?
Yeah, he's tall.
He's a big guy. He was there, but good career, 8 titles. But he's the pinnacle of men's tennis
for now.
I hope it's some of the clowns we've had up there lately. Oh, what's his name? Felix.
Yeah,
Felix could be our guy.
Could be. Australian Open begins today as well. Is it just going to be the Sinner Sabalenka special, or do you have anyone else in mind that could win?
I'm going to also throw in my good friend Emma Navarro. I think she's going to take a shot. And the girl that just beat Maboko, the Russian, Mira, how do you say her name? Zavera, is that how you say it? That's who I'm looking for to be there. Miras Andreeva. Andreeva, yeah. I'm going to say they're going to be 4 because Swiatek and Coco are going to be right there, and I don't think Sabalenka's going to win at all. I just think Sabalenka's not winning. What do you think about that? And I hope our girl does well because she's been doing good since she's been over there on the early Asian tour. And she just lost in one of the warm-ups, in the finals in one of the warm-ups in Australia.
Right.
So I'm going to be looking for her to do big things. I hope she does amazing. That'd be great. And the men, I know it's going to be Alcaraz and Skinner, but I'm thinking that Ben Shelton and Taylor Fritz are going to be the 2 people that sneak up this year because they've been liking those fast surfaces. You know what I mean? Those are going to be the guys that knock off Djokovic when we get there. We're not giving Zverev any time of day because every time we talk about that guy, what happens? So, no, he's out a bit. Yeah, that's it. So, it should be interesting. I'm glad it's on. It's great. Going to be great. When you're a guy like me, a night owl, you're watching the matches live at 1, 2 in the morning. It's great.
Also, shout out to Jordan Smith, who won the $1 million.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that such a cool thing?
Yeah, so it's just a little promotion where you got to win 1 point, 2 points?
Yeah, 1 point.
Against some of the pros. So Sinner double faulted.
Double
so he won the point against him.
He went him against him. Yeah, it was amazing. He did it. Like what we said, it's not anyone off the street. These are tennis enthusiasts.
Sure.
But you still get pulled off the street. And the fact that a bag load of tennis enthusiasts, you're one that gets involved to do this. Nobody's ever won it before. No one's ever won. I found out cool. Nobody's ever did it. And what's his name again? Jordan Smith?
Jordan Smith.
Shout out. 1 million. Way to go, buddy.
An unfortunate shout out here for the NCAA point shaving scandal for basketball. Men's basketball. 39 players on 17 teams involved over the 2023-24 and the 24-25 seasons. This is basically all led by former NBA player Antonio Blakeney and involved Shane Henning, who has gotten his hands dirty before.
He's the chief scumbag in the whole thing. And let's not forget to announce that both of these guys are connected to the NBA scammers that we just got busted last May.
Yeah, Chauncey
and Rozier and that crew. And then as we both discovered, they started getting this thing together in the Chinese basketball league.
So Blakeney, he played a couple years with the Chicago Bulls in the NBA. Then he went to China. He was the leading scorer for the Chinese league, and then he was involved with fixing games there.
It was so bad they said that. There was the old expression, but in China they changed it to this. What they said, there's 3 things you're going to know. Death, taxes, and who wins the score of a Chinese basketball game. I fell off my chair going, oh my God. But that's how far these motherfuckers are carrying this shit. And you know what? This is to me, we've discussed this on the show many times. Gambling isn't going to go away. Everybody's in bed with the gamblers, but someone's going to try to circumvent this every time because there's too much money involved. And the scheme that they were using, this is 2 years ago. Where's this money? Where did the money go that they, because some of the bets got stopped, but someone got the payouts.
Sure.
You know how it worked? So, then they realized, holy shit, there's an irregularity there. So they stopped it at, say, the 2 million point, but $1 million went out the door. Where does that money go?
It's in someone's pocket.
That's what I'm saying. So I think these guys, I think that we were discussing it just before the show came on. I think they should have stiffer penalties for these guys. Because
I agree.
If you get busted, you're probably going to go to jail for 3 or 4 years. If you banked a freaking Miller to an Antigua or Bahamas, you just fly down there, get your money, and life is good. It's like a career. It's a short one.
Yeah.
Part of it was just wearing orange for a while. No, but I shouldn't be laughing because this just screws the integrity of sports. Blows my mind.
I mean, at least with all these gambling things being legal, it's easier to catch these guys.
That's what they said. They could do it. You know what I mean? That is the one caveat about it. But just think about it. The ridiculousness of doing this. You're talking about a point spread at halftime, say against Kent State and Townsend or whatever those schools that are in there.
Yeah.
When you got $400,000 being bet on a point spread on that type of a game on that level, I guess a red light goes on. But one of the other things they do is that not one guy bets it. They get runners. So
exactly.
What I mean? They get them all running. So I'm glad that I just hope that they can speed up the system to catch them quicker. You know what I mean? Because we love sports and we don't want to have to watch it knowing that somebody's doing something that's taking away from something we love. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I hope you all go to jail. And all you kids, you're never going to get a job. The 4 kids that are playing right now are suspended from their team.
Good.
But conveniently, they transferred from those schools that they pulled the shit on, and then they went to the next school.
Funny how that works. The schools involved were Abilene Christian, Alabama State, Buffalo, Coppin State, DePaul, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, New Orleans, Nichols State, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Robert Morris, St. Louis, Southern Miss, and Tulane.
These guys will be playing basketball in China if they have ever a career. There'll be no
And
career
they'll
in
be
North
fixing
America.
games there.
And they'll be fixing games there. That's just a sad state of affairs.
Any shout-outs for you?
No, I'm good this week. I already shouted out. I had my say about the weather. Thank you, Mother Nature. It's very white outside. Shout out to Mother Nature.
Maybe it's cold outside. Although it's going to be very warm in the college football playoffs final. That's going to be Monday in Miami. Miami versus Indiana. Hoosiers, 8.5-point favorites. Who do you got?
Okay, there's a ball rolling with Miami here because it's old school. There's just something that people are like, from back in the day. There's kind of a love-hate, warmth, all the Hall of Fame players on the sidelines, blah, 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 going there. But there's something about this Indiana team they're crushing. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
And it's unbelievable.
You talked about a ball rolling with Miami.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So, you see this going on about Miami, the hype was on, but what's the reality of the situation? This Indiana team is serious, man.
Again, like I said this on the show last week, people called them the most complete college football team of all time.
That's what they're starting to say, but the game is in Miami.
The Indiana fans travel, though.
That's what they say. I don't know. I think that there's just something going to go on. I'm going to take Indiana because I don't know why, but I don't think they'll cover the spread.
I think they will.
You think so?
Yeah.
We're going to see. Miami was barely, think about this, man. Miami was barely got into this tournament. Barely got into it. And they've beaten all their opponents. They've been solid along the way. And their defense is good.
They haven't played a team like Indiana, though.
And Indiana has not faced a front four like Miami's. That's going to be the thing. But this man,
true,
I don't know.
But Indiana cost that Oregon quarterback a lot of money. You thought he was going into the draft? Nope.
No.
One more year of college.
Yeah. Did he win the? I'm not sure. Did he get the appeal?
What do you mean?
The guy in Oregon that's coming back more.
What appeal?
He's already been 5 years, but because he transferred from another school and he can have.
Well, he said I got the news that he's playing another year. He's not going into the draft. So.
Okay, so then he got the medical dispensation. It's a dispensation he got because injury. But, yeah, it should be a good game Monday night. That's when you ask what I'll be looking forward to, just because the nuance of the game. Like, Indiana has never been close to anything like this in my lifetime. Never. And we know the history of the U, and now it's coming together, new age, old age coming. It should be just a great game. I'm going to kind of be cheering for Miami anyways. You know what I mean? I got no love for Indiana. Well, they're a Big Ten school, Cruz. Yeah, but they're a basketball school.
You can lose your mind with Michael Irvin on the sideline there.
Oh, and Edgerrin James and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Warren Sapp and, insane.
The who's who.
Shockley. Jim Kelly's going down. He's going down for the game.
So we'll take this from the college game to the NFL with the playoffs. Wild card weekend was last week. A bunch of interesting ones here. So we got started with the LA Rams and the Carolina Panthers. I told you the Panthers would cover. That spread was way too high. Rams were up 14-0 at halftime, but Carolina made it a 3-point game when all was said and done.
Listen, the Rams do Rams shit. You know what I mean? They should have killed these guys, okay? Look at how silly the Rams were, okay? First of all, they got all sloppy at the end of the first half, where they could have scored points and then had the ball in the second half, but they just gave it up, especially after they had an interception and the guy dropped the ball off his face. They had the recovery on the punt return, so all momentum was going their way. What do? Then they give the ball up, and when does Carolina make their one big play? At the end of the first half to score, and then
put them right back in it.
Put it right back in it, and then Rams come out in the second half, and what do they go? 3-0 and 3-out. Twice in a row, and then Carolina has another big play.
Actually, I was looking at the numbers. The Rams have a lot of 3-outs this season. Them, Philly too. We'll get to that one later.
Okay, but you know what it is? I say, people, if you're watching,
but the Rams, they do some weird shit, man.
Yes, they kill themselves. Now, what people don't realize, if you watch the game, because I watched it twice, is here's what nobody says, and it's not in the box score, and you can't say anything about it. But Puka Nacua dropped a in stride going to the end zone guaranteed touchdown, okay? That was just to start the third quarter. That was one of the 3 and outs. Devontae Adams.
Well, and Nacua, like, we haven't seen it so much this year, but in the past, that's been a little bit of an issue.
It was. He seemed to have cleaned it up, but he was already
but
going
in
to
the
the
rear
end zone.
in one of the worst times.
That's what I'm saying. If he get that's the whole complexion of the game changes. The other third down is when Devontae went up and he was already going to step to make his play, turned his head, the ball went right through his hands. When does Devontae do that?
Yeah, never.
So you're talking in the third quarter, they got all of that went down, and it's like, you know what happens if you keep getting a shot at the other team's defense? And what did the Rams started doing, which I don't understand about McVee? All these teams that do that 3-high shell bullshit, you leave the underneath and then you throw underneath and you get the big 50-yard play because the lane is open. And you got to give the kid credit. It was his first playoff game.
Yeah, I mean,
Bryce,
especially in the second
his
half.
ass off, yes.
They went tit for tat with the Rams in the second half, but that comeback just fell short. I thought both quarterbacks played really well that game.
But I did too. But the crazy thing is that once it gets front attack, people forget, like, there was 28 points scored in the fourth quarter. Like, after all the mayhem, and it looked like the Rams were going to run him out of the park, Stafford has to be Stafford at the end of the game and march down the field. Do you have any doubt that he wasn't going to get it? Like, he just went in the huddle and said, you know what? How do we get to this point, guys? Let's end this and get it over with. I thought they were going to win by 20 at one point, especially when that ball bounced off the guy's head. And
but the Rams on the East Coast.
They just, I don't know. It blew my mind. And you know what? I still say the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And you got to give it credit, too, because this is a young defense that Carolina had.
Yeah.
So these guys drop balls, but you hear footsteps when people are around your, shit's going on, because that secondary on Carolina played their asses off.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get anything out of it, and the Rams go on. I thought it was a great game. The first thing we said to start is this is one of the best wild card weekends, quality of games we've ever seen until we get to the end, but we'll talk about that when we get to the end. But sometimes when you think of Nacua, what round was he drafted in?
Oh, not high.
So what were people thinking? Like, did he do something wrong? Is that because like dumb things he's done off court? Did he fail some kind of test?
I mean, we've talked about this.
It's so weird. Maybe something went on, because how can you see this guy's talent and I go, he was drafted in what round? Even the Rams should be standing in the corner. It took you guys this long to figure this guy out. Like, what did he do? Because they have all.
What college did he go to?
Oh, was it Arizona or was it USC?
Oh, so he went to a big college too.
Yeah, he went to a decent school, but they say that, some of the things he's done off and some of the Twitter stuff he's done has just been playing.
Yeah, maybe that played a part into it.
So I'm wondering.
But and the scouts too, they get so like, no, this is our guy, like where they get a little bit like with the blinders on.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I'm wondering. But when you think about it now, but that happens in all sports. Look,
exactly.
At Mr. Irrelevant is now got a shot at going to the NFC Championship, but that's another story. I'm just saying this now. When you look at the Panthers, let's give them credit, because that wide receiver, that Coker kid, where did he come from? He made 12 catches and 15 targets, got a bunch of yards and got underneath. So considering they were no experienced under 500 team, give the Panthers their due, man.
Well, and the Panthers could have the offensive rookie of the year too.
Yes, they could. Yeah,
the McMillan, right?
Yes, exactly. And he made some catches. It was just a highly entertaining game. But my boy Matt Stafford took him down the field and won, and that's why he'll be talking about him in the next round.
And good for the Panthers, though. To really turn their season around. No one believed them to get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
They won that division, and they ended up making it a game in the playoffs. So,
but do you know why Stafford is the MVP? Did you see that throw that he threw? And everyone's looking for Devontae. Everyone's looking for Puka Nacua. And he puts it in the hands of Parkinson in the corner in the end zone. Mm-hmm. That's the clutchest throw you're going to get. I think that was the second best throw of the weekend. I'll tell you what the best one is.
He's a great quarterback.
Great play. Like, where he threw the ball. That's the only place you could throw that ball. Threw it right there. That's why Matt Stafford's MVP.
And the LA Rams will play Chicago, who beat Green Bay 31-27 in a thriller. The Packers were up 21-3 at halftime. The Bears scored 25 in the fourth quarter alone. Did the Bears win this, or did the Packers lose this after McManus missed 2 field goals and the extra point?
Okay. Let's put this into perspective here. What were they supposed to do? They were supposed to stop the run because Chicago could run too much, right? Chicago got 79 yards rushing. So plan one, you did pretty good. What was the other one? They only got 93 yards rushing. Okay, the Bears started an 8-minute drive. They got 3 points out of it. They're holding them. It's good. You're going into the fourth quarter and you're up by how many? You choke, Green Bay. You choked like dirty dogs. It was awful. And you know what? I had no horse in this race because you know what division we're talking about. So I'm just sitting on my couch going, whatever. However, when you look about this, you got to give Caleb Williams his freaking D, because I said that Stafford's throw to Parkinson was the second best throw. The best throw of the weekend was that fourth down throws that Khalib threw to Odunze, who's questionable for Sunday. He's questionable, but you think about this, they had him just where they wanted to, and they were another team playing that shell game. You get behind, and all of a sudden, the Bears defense gets a little bit up, and in this, LaFleur got a little bit too cute too. You know what I mean? When he had a chance, and they missed it at the end of the first half, they had a chance to get points. They went in the fourth down and blew it. If he should have taken the points, there would have been a 3-score game instead of 2.
Well, you're assuming McManus would have made that kick.
Well, then they said that's true too. Okay, whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? At that point in time in the game, when do you go for it? When do you not go for it?
Yeah.
And I thought LaFleur was a little too cute at times when they had the lead and left points on the table. 7 to 10 points he left on the table, being too cute. And Chicago, once again, they're the tortoise in the hare. They're the classic tortoise coming back in the last second. What, they scored 25 points in the fourth quarter?
25 points.
That's insane.
And they've been the comeback kids, the cardiac kids all season. So just another drop in the bucket for them.
Yeah, and you know what it is too. And Ben Johnson, he's trying to be too cute back, because a couple times he tried in fourth down and he blew his chances on those long drives where he could have got some shit. So they both went at each other in weird ways, and there's no love lost between these two guys. No. Not at all. And I'm not concerned. I think it's a bit classless that Ben Johnson, the handshake at the end when he won, and then he went in the dressing room and they go, "We hate the Packers" and all that. Okay, that's football. I get it. But at times, like when leaders of men supposed to be leaders of men. You know what I'm saying? And did you see the handshake? It was a little bit cheesy. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
He just grabbed him and kept on going. But when LaFleur beat Johnson, LaFleur came over and gentleman shook his hand nicely. And he said, "Oh, I was so excited to see my team in the dressing room." No, man, you don't like the guy. You can say it. You do it in the press conference, whatever it is. But at the end of the game, shake the guy's hand properly and be on our way. That's all I'm saying. So it was a little weird that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it should make for some entertaining games next season once they meet up.
Yeah, okay, so another thing I want to say about this is that the Chicago defense is insanely overrated, okay? They rely on getting a turnover, whether you get a turnover or not, and they're doing, but they gave up a ton of yards. Not only that, if you look at the tail of the tape, like who had how many plays, time of possession, and all that kind of stuff, you go, Green Bay, how did you lose?
Again, those missed kicks. They threw away 7 points. 10 with the that fourth down that you mentioned as well, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And then to give up 25 in the fourth quarter.
Oh, your defense was worse than Swiss cheese.
Oh, and we're in the first, you were good and a half. Like, what do you do? Because sometimes I say when you play that shell, you look at where they go. You get those underneath chunk plays. You know what I mean? And what Chicago had 3 or 4 of them, and that fourth down to a Duza or whatever, right throw, like what his window was this big. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was like on that play that was like a cover 2 with a linebacker coming across the middle, and he went through a dart right through the middle on fourth down. Woo! Got to give them credit. They made the plays when they had to, but Green Bay to me was one of the biggest puke up I've seen it in a long time. Maybe as bad as when, was it Jacksonville came back against the Chargers last year or the year before? Remember that game?
It was a couple years ago.
Years ago. Remember they were up by 1,000 points, and then it was the same thing. But hey, Packers, who cares? I think it was funny that all those people were wearing cheese and the other people wearing the cheese graters. That's
Caleb Williams was going at it after grating the cheese.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, the whole thing was going about it. But I'm not a big faith in Chicago. We'll have to wait to see what happens. But a very entertaining game again. Highly entertaining, and that's what we're here, especially when you don't have a horse in the race. Mm-hmm. Especially this is an NFC North battle. I'm just sitting here going, beat the shit out of each other, guys. Keep entertaining me. That's all that matters, right? Good football game.
Buffalo went into Jacksonville, beat them 27-24 in their house. Prater's 50-yard first quarter field goal turns out to be the difference in this one. Jags kept the score with the Bills for the rest of the game. Was 7-7 in the second, 3-3 in the third, 14-14 in the fourth. So these guys going punch for punch. But Little, who was Cam Little, was basically the darling kicker by the end of the season. All those long kicks, missed a 54-yard field goal to end the first half. Really could have tied it, and there was a Jags missed catch in there as well.
It's another one when you look at what you're supposed to do. Buffalo is supposed to be one of the best rushing teams in football. What, the best or numbers-wise or whatever? And meanwhile, back at the ranch, you find out that Jags are a top 5 rush defense. So what the first thing they do, they took away the rush yards. How much Buffalo rush for? They didn't even rush for 100 yards. They got no wide receivers. And what happens? It's a Josh Allen show. Again.
Well, Allen and what's his name? The running back.
Cook?
Cook, thank you.
Yeah, but he got most of his stuff out of the backfield with throws. Like
Still.
So it was good way
He was
to do
probably Allen's most reliable weapon.
Yeah, and what was it, the tight end too?
Knox or the other guy?
Kincaid, yeah. He got to him too. And you know what way he spreads the ball around? Like when he hit Cooks on that run on his back feet, when he came back and left it open and he went in the lane and he threw that's world class. Now, I thought that, you're right, Jags went toe-to-toe and can't say nothing about Trevor except for the fact that the Jags lost the turnover battle.
Yeah, he turned into a pumpkin a little bit. 2 interceptions, including one on the would-be winning drive late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you look at the timing of that thing, like how the scoring was every 2 minutes, people were going at it, but when he got his shot to do it, what did he throw? A pick? And you know what? That's too bad because he played a great game. When he got the touchdown to go ahead, that Jacksonville crowd losing its mind. And how much time was left? It was only like 4 minutes, 3 minutes left in the game, and Buffalo had to go down and get a touchdown. Everybody knew it. What did Josh Allen do? He went down, and still, what did Trevor have left on the clock? 2 minutes? 2 minutes and
104.
It was only 104?
Yeah.
And what was the first pass?
Yes.
Interception. Go home, Trevor.
Well, we talked about that Carolina Rams fourth quarter. This one, sorry, where am I?
Yeah,
there were 4 drives overall, and aside from the end, and each team scored 2 touchdowns.
And each drive was about 4 or 5 minutes, 10 or 11 plays. So all of a sudden, defense got sold out somewhere along the line. They were going, but that's why I'm saying I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. Like I wanted Buffalo to win, but I was feeling bad for Trevor Lawrence in this way. When these young quarterbacks come up, until they do something, they just become whipping boys. You know what I mean? He played a very good game. You know what I mean? I thought he should have run a little more. What I didn't understand is the Jags were like Buffalo can't stop the run.
And they got the rushing game going, but they were kind of chasing it, so they kind of were forced to throw it in a way, don't you think?
But in the third quarter, they tried to, let's start throwing with Buffalo. I think they should have stayed on the ground more because they would look at the first half rushing numbers compared to the second half. I went, oh, gee, why didn't you guys keep rushing?
Because they were behind, so they were worried about chewing up the clock, I think.
But in the third quarter... That's what I'm saying. So you were rushing to get there, and even I forget who it was on the call there, but was it Nance was on that call? I forget.
Yeah, that was Nance.
Okay, well, one of the things that he brought up is he said, listen, you know what Josh Allen can do. We're not always sure what Trevor Lawrence can do. Why are you not running a little more to bring the clock down to save less time for
that's fair.
Josh Allen? That's how I was looking at it because I think if you look at the numbers, I forget what it is now, but they had first half rushing, they had almost 100. And then the second half, they didn't run at all. And I thought, this is weird. You had a run game going. And what you did, you fed into Buffalo's hands. And their defense played well because look at how beat up Josh got. Mm-hmm. Now, you guys get knocked all over the board.
My God. Him hurting his knee and then 2 seconds later on the bench. No, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yeah, he went to the tent twice. Yeah. Went into once for from the booth, checked him for concussion protocol.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was getting beat up, but he's Josh Allen, and I'm just saying, Trevor Lawrence. It's just in a couple years from now, you're going to probably be there. I don't think that they lost because of him. He did. People are going to say the next year and get the playoffs. Remember, Trevor throws that interception. Like your resume is your resume. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But hey, the Jags should be proud of what they did. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it that way. I thought it was another very highly entertaining football game. You know, look at the Jags. Yeah, they rushed for 154 yards. A hun was in the first half. Why didn't they rush more in the second half? I don't know. I don't get it.
And a good season overall for Jacksonville, despite not getting the playoff win. No one expected them to really be in the playoffs, or at least very few people, considering that we only thought Houston would be the only team coming out of that division.
Point well taken. And not only that, when you figure the excitement value to the game, what was it? It's another game. What was it? 24 points were scored in the fourth quarter. Whatever the case may be, they keep us around for
28 points, I believe.
Was it 20? Yeah. Whatever. There's a lot of points scored late in the game. It's crazy.
And go ahead. No, I was going to say we had a nice interaction between Liam Cohen and Lynn Jones from the Jacksonville Free Press at the end of that game, basically saying how him and the team were a great source of pride for Jacksonville. He should be proud of the season, whatever. Should have been a good moment, but unfortunately got ruined by AP asshole Mark Long.
Oh, who is this guy? He's an idiot. You know what, people? When we watch sports, some of the things that we watch it for is a humanitarian aspect of what these guys bring to the table as professionals. Okay, I get that. I love that. So let's look at Jacksonville. And what did you just say? Nobody was expecting, except for Houston. Nobody's coming in the division. They're also Rans. How long have they had problems? I mean, they just got Trevor Lawrence a few years ago. That's his fifth year.
We were starting to ask questions about him.
Okay, but I mean, so that means you were the worst in the league because you got him first overall. So Jacksonville fans have been suffering.
Yeah.
Okay, now they get to this point, and this lady says, thank you for making my Sundays better. I felt like that, too, when the Lions were losing all that time, and then MCDC came along, and we had that great season. We went in the playoffs. I wanted to say, wow, this is a great season. We finally got something out of it. And what's this AP assholes guy's name again?
Mark Long.
A little crew of people saying shit, fuck him.
He's already going to be in our...
Schmucks of the Year.
Yeah.
It's January. We have 2 now. What's the other one we got?
I have it written down, but no, this guy, like, he's, like, taking shots at, like, her being fake media, too. What, because she works for a black newspaper? Go fuck yourself, you racist shit.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like...
he says it's embarrassing. Like, what the fuck's your problem?
What was embarrassing about somebody...
I don't understand.
...being very nice like that? We need more of that in our world today.
Yeah.
When you look like... when you see it, did you hear her tone of voice... And she's been covering the team. It's not she just came out of a Jack in the Box and showed up and did this.
No.
You know, that's
no, she's been around the block.
Thank you. And for her to sit there that earnestly and say, thank the team for making us feel this good, and this guy comes along and wants to dump on it, you know what? Karma's going to get that guy.
Yeah, and she had a great response. All she said was, you can call me fake all you want to, honey, but I've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, exactly. Big shout out there. Lynn Jones, right?
Yeah, Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press.
The house that happens here. We love you to death. This other schmuck, we hope that maybe he steps on a banana peel on ice.
The fact that he represents the Associated Press, too, is embarrassing.
Yes, it is. It should be. I hope somebody went down to him and said, buddy, what were you thinking? But that's our world today. All you need is a scroll and a microphone like we're doing here, and then you can be an idiot.
Yeah.
Very good. I love that she did it. When I seen it, I actually watched it twice because I felt it when she was talking. I said, yeah, you know, that's what sports does to people, and that's why we watch it. So don't fuck it up, asshole.
There we go. San Francisco went into Philly and beat them 23-19. How stupid do the Eagles look now for resting their players week 18?
Buddy, I don't know what to say about this game because I got in a pool and I got fooled. You know, you should have seen what was coming. You said how many points they were going to score. Remember in last show, you go, can they score 17 even? And I'm saying
they barely got that.
Okay, and I'm saying, but the defense will be there for them. And what happened? The defense was out there too long. San Francisco got their way with them, and away it went. And this is another game.
It was very winnable. Purdy had a couple interceptions. Like
time of possession, Philadelphia had the ball 10 more times, had almost 20 more plays. If I just looked at that part of the box score, I'm thinking, well, what did Philly win by? Okay, no, they didn't. They were schmucks. And you know what? It was a microcosm of their whole season. When you think
I'd
about
go longer than that.
But they just
it's kind of a
won the Super
microcosm
Bowl.
of the Sirianni era.
Okay, but what's he doing wrong except being whatever it is that he is?
Well, and he also hired Kevin Patullo as his OC. There's Big Dom on the sideline. They're a circus. AJ Brown, him and they're yelling on the sideline.
Is AJ Brown coming back next year?
I hope not. If I'm an Eagles fan,
I can't see the guy being back. First of all,
too many drop balls. They kept going back to the well with Saquon, even though it wasn't working. He has his drop ball issues too. I don't get it.
Okay,
I really don't get how they were playing their offense. It doesn't make any sense.
No, and there was no imagination to it. That's what was killing them. But I think they ran 17 more plays than San Francisco. And what was one of the jokes? But everyone knew that the play was when they got to the huddle. You know what I mean?
Well, they're up there for 3 and outs in the league this year. Yeah, so they're fooling nobody.
But this is another thing, like, you know what I mean? Like a couple of plays here and there, they could have gone on. Their defense didn't play bad. You know what killed me, and I wouldn't have taken this? When Lane Johnson was a game-time decision, he didn't play. Because I said last week, Lane Johnson will be back, Buddy will be back, they should be okay. He didn't end up playing. I went, oh, that would have been a red flag for me. But San Francisco, what were they? Patch and Quilt freaking defense. They lose Kittle.
Yep.
One of the main targets there. They have a great play.
Torn right Achilles, season's done.
That's very sad to hear. You don't want anything happen like that. But this is another game where I say Philadelphia puke this up. Whatever's going on in your house, there's something smells. And you're 1 year away from being Super Bowl champions, and you've had 2 appearances in the last 3 years. Like, what's going on? Someone's got to go. because
Well, Kevin Patullo's out the door.
Oh yeah, I know.
They fired him on Tuesday.
Yeah,
but like for them to leave the door open for them for the 49ers in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
then they scored the 2 TDs. That was all she wrote.
And guess what?
And McCaffrey on that catch. How did he make that catch?
Well,
that was insane.
Good catch. Well, the throw was whatever, but that was a play
over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder,
oh my God.
just amazing. But
just a beast.
But you think about this, I still say on all fronts where Philly failed, because even if with this defense, what were they up? They were up 13 points going in the fourth quarter, right? Anyways.
Yep.
And they even took a lead again for a minute, and they still puked it up to these guys. So it's just internal. I don't think that the coach is all that bad of a guy. I kind of like him in certain ways. Now, does he stick his foot in the mud sometimes?
Too much drama, though. You don't think that's going to have a trickle-down effect in the organization, especially in the locker room?
I don't know. Maybe with the A.J. Brown situation, but if you watch freaking Jalen Hurts, when he comes to the microphone, he talks like a CEO.
Well, that's just his personality.
And he's no nonsense. This is on me. I know what I did wrong. I know my part. He goes, yeah, we lost as a collective. That's how did he phrase it? It was amazing to go in the microphone. We lost as a collective, but I know what my part was, that I didn't do it. Like right away, and you go, I like that guy. And
I love Jalen Hurts.
You're a Super Bowl champ. You're a Super Bowl MVP. You've got all the talent in the world. You got a great O-line, except for Lane Johnson wasn't there, and that affected the running for sure. I agree. But to lose a game like that, that's a two of them. I still say Green Bay, Philadelphia, that you gave those games away. I'm going to say, oh, Chicago won, San Francisco won, strictly on the scoreboard. Otherwise, these two teams are just horrible. I can't believe Philadelphia did it. I took a card. I thought they were going to upright this. I thought resting the guys was cool. And I thought, okay, they're going to get to the Super Bowl and lose. I thought it was going to be like the year Green Bay won the Super Bowl, and then the second year they went back and got beat by Denver. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be one of those years. It's going to play out like that. But it didn't, because they're pukes. What's the future of Philadelphia?
I don't know. Well, my question is, how much runway or how much of a leash do you think Sirianni's got left?
I wonder about that too, because Harry Rosen and the owner, Mr. Lurie, they're serious mofos. You know what I mean?
Doug Peterson only got a couple years after he won the Super Bowl, right?
That's right, but I mean, this is only 1 year. You got to give him another one. Come on.
Well, for sure he's going to get next year.
Okay,
but
for example,
but if they have another screw up like this next year, he's probably out the door.
Yeah, but what happened? Didn't that 1 year Doug, what's his name, miss the playoffs, though, right?
It depends on, well,
or was he wild card?
He didn't come with all the drama that Sirianni comes with, though.
He's gotten them there. Look at the amount of wins. Look at his record.
But okay, so I watched this guy on YouTube. He's an Eagles fan. He made a good point. So he's basically clamoring for the Eagles to fire Sirianni, right? He made a good point. He's like, Harbaugh fired after 18 years with the Ravens. Everyone's clamoring for him. He's like, if Sirianni gets fired, how many guys are going to be lining up for him?
Not so many.
Like, what, he joked around, the Raiders?
But you know what? If he comes back next year and they say go to NFC Conference Championship, which they could, because they got all this talent, they all got the money.
We'll see.
And they got salary cap room, too, because last year was harder after the Super Bowl, so they got some room. I'm not a Philly fan. If they fall off the face of the earth, Mark, if you're listening, I was with my buddy Mark last night who got the football playoff pool together. Mark, huge shout out to you, and I'm sitting with a Philly fan all night. You know, it was that we were talking about Philly, and I said no love lost for those guys, but I think you're going to be back next year. I think they're going to be, once they get rid of A.J. Brown. Because
he has to go.
You got to go, unless he's suddenly going to have like a revelation, or like Paul get hit by the bolt of lightning or something happens like that, because you can't have that going on. No, and you know what it is? You can be like that. Okay, Terrell Owens is the classic example of being the diva of divas as wide receivers and being the.
But he never won a Super Bowl.
What's that?
He never won a Super Bowl though.
But the thing is, when he did all that shit, he still went out there and made catches. He was in Buffalo, he made catches.
Sure.
When he was Philadelphia, when he got in a fight with Donovan, he still made catches. In San Francisco, he still made catches. What A.J. Brown has to realize in that big moment on last weekend when he was out there, did he make the big catch?
No, he did not.
And how many did he drop? There we go.
More than
Philly,
2.
bye-bye.
New England took care of business against the Chargers on Sunday night, 16-3. Defenses came up huge all game in this one. The highlight for the Patriots was that great 4-down stop in the red zone after May made that interception near the goal line in the fourth quarter.
We were discussing this all year. That's the time when you take the points, Harbaugh.
Well, it didn't matter at the end of the day.
No, of course not. But if you had any realization, because you know what, I did not think that there was no way the Chargers were going to win. West Coast, East Coast, no O-line. But I knew the game was going to be low
Herbert's still
scoring.
without a playoff win.
What's that?
Herbert's still without a playoff win, yeah.
Okay, but once the game got rolling, did you see how it was going? I got to give... people don't realize the Charger defense is damn good.
Well, yeah.
Damn good. And where did you guys score your points? You scored in the fourth quarter, right?
Only field goals up until Henry's reception, 5:15 into the fourth.
I thought the turning point in the game was that when you got to realize this. Did you know that the Chargers were inside the 5 3 times and they got 3 points? Mm-hmm. Like, Herbog, what did you do?
Well, but the first half was when they had their opportunities, but Herbert really struggled in the second half. Only one completed half, pass in the half until that final drive, sorry.
Okay, and how many times did he get sacked? 3,000?
Yeah.
Like, they were coming through this line.
Well, the Chargers banged up O-line struck again.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? They'll be back next year. I feel sorry for Herbert because there was stunts going through, and I was rewinding. You know me in the rewind. I'm rewinding going, oh, my God, they never even seen this guy. Herbert was turning around. And just think that. Herbert was their leading rusher. When you're quarterback, your leading rusher, that is usually not a recipe to win unless you're Michael Vick or somebody.
Or Josh Allen.
Or whatever the case may be. But no, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I give the defense some credit. But I'm going to tell you this. Drake May's in big trouble. If you look at it in this context, okay? He still got sacked 5 times himself. He got sacked 5 times. Now, the last time I looked, that Charger defense is pretty badass. Who would you rather have, the Chargers defense or the Texans defense, which we'll talk about in a minute? That's who you guys are going to be facing. So think of it from that point of view. And the other thing is that you got to remember this. C.J. Stroud's going to have a little bit more going for him than Hebert, even though it's now heard that Collins is out.
Yes, and the Patriots are going to have Christian Gonzalez back.
Oh, that's a good thing for you because they did it. Because once what happened is that this Christian Kirk guy got underneath, and how many passes did he catch?
Yeah.
What was it?
We'll get to that in a second, but the Chargers fired offensive coordinator Greg Roman after that match, which I thought was a little strange considering the scenario, but I don't know, whatever it may be. Anything else you want to add about that one?
I'm just, I thought the changing point in the game is when they had him deep in the zone and he threw that underneath pass. Was it to Stevenson? And it went for like 50 yards underneath there. And he got sacked on the play before that. So you had the Rams at the doorstep.
Chargers
at the doorstep. And then all of a sudden you get that big play and you go down. You still only got a field goal, but you went 93 yards. And what was it? 93 yards, 7 minutes. You only got 3 points. And I thought that might have got you in trouble at that point in the game because I thought you should have pushed it in for 7. But you're smart enough to take the 3. We're able to know, like, this is going to be a defensive battle anyway. Yeah. What was the final score?
16-3.
So the 19 points was scored. So I'm going to tell you this much. God bless your New England, because it was great to see the Foxborough crowd, the whole vibe, the old school, everything about it just felt old school, eh? Is it because New England was dominant so long? You're a Patriots fan. What do you think?
I'm excited. We're going back to the Super Bowl, baby.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I had something written down here. Yeah, okay, when you got a team like, you're in Foxborough, you've had some rough years, we know your history.
I haven't won a playoff game since that Super Bowl in 2019 or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you fend off the Chargers a couple times who should have taken points. Your quarterback's getting roughed up, and you pull it out in the fourth quarter. That crowd was insane. You see, by the end, it was unbelievable. Oh, yeah. I was going, wow. And that's a good vibe for football and another good game. Like, people forget, 16-3, a low defensive game. You don't need 1,000 points. Yeah, you don't need 1,000 points to make it a good football game.
No.
The drama in that game was high. Anyway, but when we talk about our predictions, I'll put my 2 cents in about the Pats then.
And last but not least, Monday Night Football, Houston destroyed Pittsburgh 30-6. The Steelers went up 3-0 in the first, but after Houston got the touchdown in the second, they really never looked back. Texans shut out in the first and third, but exploded for 23 points in the fourth quarter. Texans running game was fire. Marks, 112 yards plus a touchdown. Kirk, like you teased before, 9 receptions, 144 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest catch was 46 yards. Houston defense so huge as well. 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 from a fumble recovery, 1 to pick 6. The Steelers shut out in the second half. So bad that it caused Mike Tomlin to step down.
They all walked off into the sunset together. Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers, and big old Hayward all walked out of there, and then some people cried.
Yeah, Rodgers ain't coming back.
No, they're all done. They're done like that. And you know what? They had to do that. We'll talk about that in our football notes at the end. This wasn't even a game. And guess what? C.J. Stroud fumbled the ball all night. They had 2 defensive touchdowns. I think that Houston's got enough offense that they could win a Super Bowl with this defense.
No way.
Oh, we're going to see. You're on the Pat side. We're going to discuss that. This defense is animal. Look at the guys they got from the ACC now. What Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter, Darryl Stingley, and this Aziz Ali Ashir guy. Every time one of those guys is on the ball, every play, and they got 6 deep on the O-line, on the D-line. So if this guy's in for the rush and the guy rests, he's back in for the long 3rd and long. Aaron Rodgers, we're going to eat you for breakfast. They killed. This wasn't even game. They put it on Monday night. It was a goodbye thing to Mr. Tomlin. Thanks for coming out. Aaron, it's been fun. Back to ayahuasca. Hayward, you're going to the Hall of Fame, but this is over.
Exactly.
It was, and you know what? That the question is now, you're not believing in the Texans. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like they went into Pittsburgh on a Monday night. Who hasn't lost?
First of all, Pittsburgh are frauds.
100%.
So like
not frauds. They're just not as good as they're advertised because they played okay. But when you come up against a team like
they're
this,
frauds.
Did any of us touch Pittsburgh in that game? No. We said what?
Yeah.
No, this is not. This could not end up well. What did they score? How many points?
Houston's going to be good for their 1 playoff win, and then after that, they're going to lose in the division round like they always do.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to go to the next round, aren't we? Because we don't need to talk about that game anymore.
A few more things of cleanup before we get to the next round. Okay. So John Harbaugh, fired over the phone by the Ravens.
By the way, I think that it's too bad that we don't hear. How do you say his name again? Bisconti, Steve Bisconti, the owner of
the Ravens owner.
Yeah. He should have a press conference once a month. Did you finally see any of the press conference?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh, man. It's the greatest press conference, maybe one of the greatest I've ever seen in my life. Owner sat down on the microphone and said, yeah, he had to go. What if he had kicked the field goal? Would he have? Yeah, he would have been with us for 1 more week. Lamar can have his opinion. I got the power. I'll say what goes on here. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen an owner go to the microphone and be so straight up about everything. It was unbelievable. And, well, the reason I'm here today is because basically I'm the CIO, and we haven't had to do this in 16 years because
18 years
because we've had the same coach. But when situations like this, I got to come up here and do this thing now. So, got any questions? They started asking questions, and he just freaking gave them straight up, no holes barred. This is how I run my business kind of deal. He's amazing.
Harbaugh almost immediately gained the job with the New York Giants like we thought he would. 5-year deal, reported $100 million.
And he's just over 60 years old. This is probably his last contract. He's going to be good. The great thing about it is I said this when Daboll got fired. And we look a couple, 3 shows ago. What?
Daboll.
Well, yeah, Daboll. I said that on the show a couple, 3 times ago. I said, whoever takes over this Giants team could have a huge bump next year. Like that team could be like, you know how Washington was?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Jaden came along and Washington shot up. They could be a team like that next year. They got all the components. They got all those first-round picks. They got that D. You know what I mean? They got one of the best young wide receivers in the league. They got a good young quarterback. They got an O-line.
They're picking number 5 in the draft.
They're picking 5 in the draft. And Harbaugh wasn't stupid. Let's go to a place that can make things happen really quick. You know what I mean?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Always, but isn't it weird, though, this is how football goes? There's 30 teams in the NFL, right?
32.
32 teams, yeah. 32 teams in the NFL, and 9 jobs came up for there. That's a third of your business. You need new CEOs. That's crazy. What about consistency?
New coaches, not CEOs.
The joke is if you're how do they put it? Your general manager is your president, but your coach is really the CEO because they set the standard, the practice, what you do, how you play, get on the field. This guy just directs traffic up here, like Howie Rosen, who's good, but I don't know. I think it's crazy. 9 guys. Is there 9 good coaches to replace him, or are they just going to shuffle around? Like, is Stefanski going to get another job? They say yes.
Probably.
You know, and I think that McDaniels, I don't think he's going to coach. I think he's going to get offered enough money to be a coordinator.
He got interviewed by Tennessee, so we'll see.
Well, is that a really good place to go to? Yes, they got a good young quarterback. The word around the campfire is everyone wants to know what Josh Daniels is getting paid.
Josh Daniels. McDaniels.
Yeah. Everyone wants to know because they say this is his 3rd stint in New England, right?
Yeah, but he should know he's not a head coach.
He ain't leaving. I heard Kraft said, okay, let's do this once and for all. Here's your money. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You've been here before. You're part of the glory. You gotta new acolyte here called Drake May. It's your buddy Vrabel. You all played together. Look at this. We made the playoff. We won a playoff game. Now we're one game away from the AFC Conference Championship game. Josh, what more do you want? And remember those rings that you got already?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen also retires after 13 seasons in the NFL. Guy I'm sure you loved watching all those years with the Minnesota Vikings.
Fuck him.
Wow.
I never liked the guy.
Wow.
No.
Nothing nice to say about him?
Son. Yeah, he was a good third down possession receiver. He came across as a bit of a bitch for me at times. That's all.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he'd be in the face of referees. He'd be doing some shit, and he always act like he was a good guy. He was sneaky dirty, too. Ask my Lions. Ask my Lions. I'm not a fan of the guy.
All right, so we
good
got
player. He's not a Hall of Famer by no shot.
Hall of very good.
No, Hall of very good. Yes.
We got 4 playoff games this weekend. We're going to go in order. So first is an AFC division matchup, Buffalo at Denver. Buffalo opened up as the favorites, but Denver now 1.5-point favorites at home. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos.
I'm taking the Bills because I'm taking the Bills. I might be nuts because the history.
Josh Allen just won his first road playoff game, so I guess why can't he win a second?
Not only that, I'm going to take it one step further. It's the experience factor. You have to look at it, okay? So just a month ago, the Jags walked into their house and beat them. Last time I checked, Buffalo just beat the Jags last week, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mile high, though.
Well, they're already there. And does you think Josh Allen really cares? He's from fucking Wyoming. The air in Wyoming is almost as thin as the air in Denver. He's grew up like this.
He's not the only one on the field.
They say they've been there, 72 hours acclimatized now? People say it's not as big a deal. You notice it when you first go certain times, but I think Buffalo's been there since Thursday. They're there.
Yeah.
They've already been there, so they're ready to go. I just think it's the inexperience is going to get Denver this time around. And everyone says,
I'm worried about. I think Buffalo's defense is going to fall apart.
If Denver can get their run game going, because the Buffalo secondary seems to hold up at times. But why do they hold up at times? Why throw when you can run all over them?
Exactly.
So their numbers look a little skewed on that side. But I'm taking Buffalo.
Sean Payton's a son of a bitch too, so he'll do what he has to do to win.
Another dirty coach. He's going to go out of his way to do his thing, so we'll have to wait to see what happens there. Yeah.
By the way, last weekend I beat you 5-3. The only game I got wrong was the Jacksonville one, and you were 3 for 6.
Oh, horrible as usual.
San Francisco at Seattle tonight. Seattle's favored by 7 points at home. I'm going to take San Fran for the upset. Brock Purdy, was it 4-0 in Seattle?
He was just there 2 weeks ago, got his ass handed to him. Remember, a month ago?
That was in San Fran.
Even worse. Even worse. I'm telling you, this could be the beating of the weekend.
I don't think so. These San Fran-Seattle games have been much closer.
Not the last one.
That's the exception. They got that one out of the way.
Oh.
San Fran, I think San Fran's a shoo-in to cover. I think they're probably going to win the game, too.
I think that's
it's going to be a tight one.
I still can't believe that San Fran won a week ago.
San Fran, remember I said this too, the last 5 times they've been to the postseason, they've been to the conference championship game.
Then that streak could be ending right here. I can't see. The only weird thing is, what's up with Sam Darnold and suddenly a tweaked oblique?
Another reason to go pick the 49ers.
No, that defense is too insane. I expect this to be not as high scoring because everyone said these guys can score and shit. I expect the score to be lower than usual.
Exactly. Another reason to pick the San Fran on the point
this
spread.
Seattle defense is 2 degrees away being they're going to be like the Legion of Boom, and they got to start now. If you're going to make a name for yourself, this is when you got to win the game and go forward.
Don't have the quarterback.
That Seattle defense is nothing to joke about. And this is the 3rd time they're seeing each other.
I know,
so
and they split them.
I'll say it's the score. What's the spread?
7.
I'll take the 7. I think they're going to win by about 10. I can't see them not. If Seattle doesn't win this game, they are the frauds of the year.
They don't have the quarterback. That's the only reason.
Say that? Sam Darnold's going to be. We're going to find out this Sunday. I'm going to take Seattle. I'm taking Seattle.
So you're on Buffalo. You're on Seattle.
Yep.
Tomorrow afternoon, Houston visits New England. Patriots are 3.5-point favorites. Come on, you know who I'm going with.
Okay, so
and I know who you're going with.
I said that. I said I'm really disappointed. I didn't take a ticket where it said Houston's going to win the Super Bowl. That's how crazy I think it was. If you watch all the years and when these defenses get rolling like this, They just go to Stroud, give us 10 points, give us 13 points. Look how much May struggled with for the longest time last week. But it was his first playoff game.
Yeah, he just got it out of the way.
Okay, so he's going to come back. But I don't see this defense. I don't see this defense losing. I think that May will be running for his life. I mentioned the aforementioned 4 guys on that team, all those SEC dogs that they've drafted and brought to the Texans. No, I don't see it happening. I can see it being like a 16-13 game. I will tell you this. If New England happens to win, this is going to be the biggest Drake May coming out party because he's going to have to drive him down in the last 2 minutes to win. He's going to have to be Brady-esque to pull this up.
I'm not so sure, but I think they can win this one 17-13. I don't know if there's even going to need to be a fourth quarter drive in there to win this. Texans are good for one postseason win, and they're tempting fate with that 10 wins in a row thing that they put out.
I'm look at. Did you see the JJ Watt thing that
No.
The pre-playoff thing that they made, and they didn't know it was going to be about Pittsburgh? They did a pre-playoff before they knew who they were going to play or where they were going to go or anything.
Right.
They did this cool promo with JJ Watt. We're the Texans, and it's a really cool promo. And they were making jokes because he said, "Your brother's on Pittsburgh, don't you? It must be kind of hard for you to decide where you're going to go." Doesn't matter now. He just said, look at this Texas defense. They're animals. I can't see them losing.
CJ Stroud's not good enough. No Nico Collins.
They'll throw to the other guys. Okay, we'll bet a beer on it too. We'll take a beer. I'm taking the Texans.
No, you're right about CJ coming into the draft. Ohio State just doesn't produce quarterbacks.
No, they don't. And he had a lot. You know what he's got to do is they had the trouble with the center. Center got hurt and he had the other guy. Did you see all those fumbles? And when he's got to come on the center more because when he was in the gun, how many of those are bounced off the ground? How many dropped? Like he had some not very clean deliveries, and you can't be doing that. Now you're one game away from the AFC Conference game. You can't be that sloppy. You know what I mean? Now I'm hoping for your New England. And Zach, if you're listening, listen. It's not that I don't want to cheer for New England. I just think that Texas defense, I'm betting on them all the way.
Both defenses are really good, though.
What?
Both defenses are really good.
Yes and no.
Wow.
Yes and no. Both things can be true.
Okay.
In this respect, once again, who you've been playing and what you've been doing with what teams and what you've showed lately. The eye test alone tells me Texas is better. I think that New England was very smart, and Vrabel's got that defense jacked up. I get it. But part of the reason they looked so good last week is because that O-line was so terrible on the Chargers. Hey,
I'm not saying they're going to keep Houston to 3 points.
No, I think it's going to be a very good game, but I think that Texans will go, okay, well then you got New England, I'll take Texas.
And last but not least, Sunday at 6:30, LA Rams visit the Chicago Bears. Rams favored by 4 points on the road. Give me Chicago, the home dog.
I'm saying this is where the Rams get there. We are the Rams. The Bears, another team. How they won last week, I don't know. That game was given to them. Now they're going to have a team with a better defense, a team with a better offense, and the Rams are coming. You know how many times that Stafford's played at Soldier Field?
Remind me Stafford's record when it's under 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's not bad.
It's like 1-4.
Well, it's going to be on there that he'll be fine. They're going to win. It's going to be a close game, though. It's going to be a close game because
that's why another reason to take the Bears.
No, I think that
it's going to be a field goal game.
I see. I'll be a little bit more because I think the Rams got to come out quicker. What the Rams have got to do is don't do Rams shit.
Good luck with that.
Rams shit. They just weird shit.
Well, you keep saying young defense. I think they need another year. This ain't the year for the Rams.
Maybe, but their defense is fine. It's just that they get into they went into that shell thing and stuff. No, just play you know what they are. They're about 2 years away from being Houston's defense because they're a pack of dogs too, but they're extremely young. Like most of their guys are what they're the youngest defense in the league. Age-wise kind of deal. This has
got Chicago fourth quarter comeback written all over it.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I'm taking it there. I'm really saying I'm changing my mind on Williams. Though as a quarterback, he's really come around. Yes. He's changed his game. He's in sync with Ben Johnson. When you see guys like that and how intense they are, God bless Chicago, but I don't see it happening here.
So it's good. We're on.
I don't know. Nothing.
All four we picked different, which is pretty good.
There we go.
This week, so last week for our little playoff competition, I guess, we're worth 1 point. This one, each pick is going to be worth 2 points. So
there we go.
You still have a chance.
Yes, as slim as it may be.
Oh well, you're only down by 2.
Yeah, but this is. I'm expecting some great games. I expect lower scoring games because as the playoffs go on, like maybe one game's going to explode out of nowhere. You get that game out of nowhere, and suddenly it's 35-30. Like, I don't know which game it's going to be, but I say all the games I think are going to be relatively low scoring. And it's not only that, because look where they're playing. Outside in New England, outside in Chicago,
all of them are outdoor,
in Denver, you know what I mean?
Outside in Seattle.
Outside in Seattle.
Although Seattle, there's a retractable roof there, isn't there?
No, it's just got the hangover for the crowd. It's kind of like what they're doing in Buffalo.
Oh, I'm thinking of the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be, it's interesting.
Anything else you want to add for football?
No, just keep watching. I can't wait. It starts this afternoon, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
4 o'clock. I got to get my picks in, okay?
All right, we'll move this over to the NHL in our newest edition of the Power Rankings.
Okay, let's have yours.
All right, at number 5, they weren't on my list last week. They've won their last 6 games. I got the Vegas Golden Knights.
Wow.
At number 4, they're down a spot from last week. I got the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Number 3, they're down a spot from last week. I got the Minnesota Wild.
Okay.
At number 2, they're up 2 spots from last week. They just had their 11-game win streak broken last night in the shootout. I got the Tampa Bay Lightning. And number 1, come on, you knew it was going to be there, Colorado. And then that means Montreal, who was on my list last week at number 5, is off.
I can understand why. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. My top 5, but it was very hard to keep out Vegas, and it was very hard to keep out the Red Wings. Out of there, they did make it. So my number 5 is the Dallas Stars. And now they've fallen number 5 on my list, only because they've been funky in the last 6 or 7 games, and they're just going through something. But if you look at the record, they're doing weird shit. So I'll keep them at number 5. Number 4, I'm giving the Canes.
They were my number 6.
The Canes are back on my list. Are they figuring out the left-handed goalie? Not last night. Florida, they bitch slapped Florida.
Yeah, 9-1.
Yeah, they bitch slapped him. But that's the word is. Did you know that Boosie guy's left-handed goalie, eh?
Yeah.
So they're saying that people will shoot differently on him. But we'll get to that when we have our later talk about hockey.
Right.
But
that could be a thing with Washington, too. They got both their guys are southpaws.
Yeah, that's rare. That's rare. Logan, right?
Logan and the backup, too.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, Canes at number 4. Number 3, I'm sticking with the Minnesota Wild, who could jump up any time. But like you, that same 1 and 2, Tampa Bay, can't deny that.
The same top 3.
Well, okay, there you go, Tampa Bay. And you can't deny the Avalanche, who are number 1, regardless of they lost in overtime to Toronto this week. That was one of the best games of the year. But that's my top 5.
So we'll jump right into the Leaf report. So it was an eventful week. First of all, shout out to Bobby McMahon paying tribute to the Leaf fan there with the vest they came in with on Saturday. Was
very cool
at the Loblaws in play.
Yeah, that was very damn. Wasn't that compared to like the Lynn Jones with Jacksonville? Mm-hmm. Not the same, but the fans, team love, and all that shit. I thought that was very cool. Huge shout out to McMahon for that.
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good week for the Leafs, minus the scheduled loss against Utah. We have the 5-0 shutout against Vancouver.
That doesn't matter. Anyone that plays Vancouver now, that's an exhibition game. Don't even count it. Like, well, you can't judge anything you do. And did you see the shots on goal in that game? 18-16 or something. By the third period, it was a skate around.
Yeah.
It was awful. Like, Vancouver, you got to show up. And what are you guys going to do? You're just go, we're winning anyway. Don't get hurt, guys. Let's make business decisions. Let's get out of here. And I'm watching the game, and I'm going, that's the first time I felt that way about hockey this year, by the way. I felt that way about basketball 1,000 times. So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know what I mean? The Vancouver game, I don't even put that on the slate. However, the Tuesday night against
hold on. There's a couple more things about the Vancouver one. So, Domi was an assist away from the Gordie Howe hat trick. Fought 6'5" Marcus Pettersson.
Marcus Pettersson, can I tell you, you got to start picking on people your own size.
Yes.
You fight somebody your own size. I give Domi credit. Like, what were you thinking, Pettersson? Like, you don't fight enough. Domi's a seasoned vet. You see how quickly Domi was taking care of this guy? Mm-hmm. Like 3 moves, and it was like, I'm going to hit you harder now.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you harder one more time to make you, I don't care how big you are. That was hilarious. Absolutely. And give Domi credit, man.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know, Tuesday was Monday, sorry. That was the big one. So the Leafs win 4-3 in overtime against Colorado. Nylander with the winner on a 2-on-1 feed from Ekman Larson. Matthews with the breakout pass there off of the McKinnon turnover. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely. I always brag that when we were talking about games, and I was still bragging about the fact that how great that Florida-Montreal game was a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago now. This Colorado This Colorado-Toronto game was one of those games that was on that high of a level. The pace coming out to the beginning to the end was unbelievable. And like I say, look at my notes, pace. Toronto has picked it up. Carlo's come back and really been solid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's settled down Riley, and McCabe's got his stay-at-home position again. They seem to be lining up the defensemen a little bit better, even though it's good that Carlo is there because you guys still have problems getting the puck out of your goddamn end.
We're still in for Tanev to get back, it feels like.
He might not be back. That's a drag. That's really a drag for you guys if he doesn't come back. But I'm saying your forward lines are great. You're moving along. Now, is it true? You might have a point here. Is Berube just go by duos? Because
I mean, that's the way how it is for a lot of coaches now in the league.
But I'm always bitching about it. We're always saying it, and I watch closely in the games. Like against Utah, they just threw anybody out there at any time because shit happened. Okay, shit happened.
Yeah, your boy Yarncroke got back in the lineup.
He got the only goal.
Yeah.
I look at it like that. I'm going, what a joke. This guy got in, and you get a goal in the 6-1. Laugher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I call that a schedule loss because you got to figure now it's Colorado. You're going in there. You're trying to get points. You're the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, and it's sandwiched between Colorado and Vegas.
There you go, in between. And now you're going to go to Utah. Then you're going to go to Vegas. Like, I seen that loss. I felt bad for Hildeby.
Of course.
You know what I mean? He just, okay, but they all bought him beer after the game. Hey, sorry, guy. We kind of left you to dry a few times there, which brought us to Vegas. What happened in Vegas, bro?
Well, Leafs coughed that one up. That's what happened.
You got the 2-goal lead how many times? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, not to throw him under the bus, but Cowan taking that penalty early in the third kind of was what got the ball rolling.
And it was such
there.
a cheesy penalty too. Like that's one of those.
But you can't take that one.
I know,
especially in the offensive zone. No, come on.
It was like I mean, but the kid played great.
He did. And I like that Berube didn't keep him in the doghouse. Gave him a shift right after that too.
Yeah, you had to because the kid's playing his ass off. Like that could have been Tavares. That could have been Willie. Anyone could have taken that penalty, but you don't want to take that penalty. A bad place at a bad time. I agree. But the kid played great. You know what I'm saying? The kid played great. But I'm saying sometimes your defensive lapses. Okay, that penalty, and they got the goal that gave momentum because their power play is insane. We get that. But you guys, then you guys, I don't know. You didn't play prevent D, but what did you do? You didn't.
I just thought that one felt like a playoff game to me.
Oh, it definitely had that vibe, especially with the whole Marner thing in the background and all that thing hanging over the game. Mark Stone's scoring at this pace. I can't believe.
Oh, and Eichel, man. You watch him, like, you forget how fast that guy is.
Oh, no, he is. He's right in there, too. But you know what? He doesn't like traffic. Mm-hmm. You don't like traffic. You know what I mean? Marner was playing center now. Marner was in a lot more traffic than I've seen him in a long time because he was in the center. But, you know, this Eichel goes in and then he seems to get on the perimeter a lot. Like, you know what I mean? He's that guy. So, I mean, he's a great player.
Oh, of course he's a great player.
But I say, that's why you might have a little trouble in the playoffs with this guy because you have to get into the traffic.
Well, Jack. I mean, when Vegas won the Cup, he might have had a good case for the Conn Smythe, though.
At the time, yeah. He scored some big goals. But my big thing
was a lot of
was
assists, too.
He moves the puck around great, sees the ice amazing. My thing is this: I thought Marner had a good game anyway, and they got to leave it. Like I can't, like they were booing him in freaking Vegas. The fans, what's going to happen next week? This is going to be.
I don't think it's going to be as bad.
Oh, I think it's going to be ruthless.
You think so?
Oh, O-Dog said it best. He goes, "Did you hear the contingents of fans that went to Vegas?
Different group, different crowd.
You think they're going to give him a standing ovation?"
I think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be like crazy like enthusiasm for him, but I think it's going to be like he'll get his boos, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be like overwhelming.
Okay, so what ended up happening last night is I was with a bunch of Leaf fans and they beat frickin' Marner with a stick.
Are any of those guys going to be in the building on?
A couple of them going down.
Okay.
And they're going down to be mean. Okay. And
are you going down too with your Marner jersey?
I don't want to see massacre. I feel like she might end up being freaking Joan of Arc here. They might have a place or a whipping post. There might be something down there I'm not used to seeing. This is going to get ugly, bro. Just when you're seeing that. And these Leaf fans, I'm going to say, I'm not going to talk about the history. They brought up everything that you could think about Marner and why he left town or should have stayed. We don't have to go there. It's well documented.
We've talked about it.
We've talked about it. So they piled on there. And, of course, they did. Your favorite subject, they mentioned Marner's dad. Okay.
Good old Paul.
And they just put on a bag load on the bar. Marner this. And I went, wow. I've never seen a guy get run out of town like this in my life. But to hear what this contingent, and then another Leaf fan over here, I'm going to put in my 2 cents. Oh, we're talking about Marner, that motherfucker. I'm going to put in my 2 cents. And I just looked at Gail and I said, O-Dog's right. This could get real.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Oh, I hope it's not. Marner gave you guys some. Oh, and he never did it in the playoffs. And, it's gonna be. You know what, Mitch? When you come here, I'll walk your dog. I'll still walk your dog for you, Mitch. Okay? I mean, I'll put my hand on your shoulder and shit like that. Bro, wait to see. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see. When I heard them booing in Vegas,
I don't think it's gonna be.
I was laughing. Didn't you start laughing and go, "What was that? A boo?" They're booing in Vegas, and there's that little thing on the side, and I'm going, "Wow, that's."
Yeah, but those aren't Leaf fans coming from Toronto, though.
Where were they from?
There's a lot of them are snowbirds, or like a lot of them that live like in California or whatever. I think they're like more local.
But did
Leaf
you see
fans.
that one contingency? There was like a big section, like how all those Leaf fans got there, and they said one of the guys that said they were there, they were traveling. They said that what these people has done is they did the trip. They went Vancouver.
No, they played in here against Vancouver, so it would have been Colorado, Utah.
Yeah, Colorado, Utah. Yeah, Colorado, Utah, Vegas. That was that was a party trip, and they found these guys, like a group of about 20.
Right,
money, rich guys,
of course,
to be able to do that. But they were going down, and they grouped up with, you said, like a bunch of snowbirds, some people from Arizona, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, they had a mad crowd of Leaf fans in Vegas, which they say it happens all the time in Vegas.
Well, Leafs, when they play everywhere, there's a huge Leafs contingency there. And, like, when you're the away fans, you got to make some extra noise.
But then you boo Marner.
I'd probably be doing the same.
See, there you go. So you're doing it. So that's my point. Wait till Will they play Thursday?
Yeah. But, again, it's different when you're at home versus away, at least for me.
Okay, what's the over-under of the noise that they're going to make when Marner comes out? On the Richter
what does that mean over?
Is it going to be low? Is it going to be okay? What is it going to be like? Is it going to be from golf? Here's your measurement. What's going in between? Is it going to be the golf trap for Marner, or is it going to be glad you're in a town, motherfucker? I hate you and everything about you. Where is it going to be?
Split down the middle. By the way, back to the Leafs Vegas game. Hill should have been called for interference behind the net on
100%.
I don't know how that wasn't called.
No, I don't know. Either was his first game back was a Vegas call. I don't know. That was kind of there. You know what it is. Vegas they've won 6 in a row, but look what Vegas does all the time. They're leading the league in overtime games.
Yes.
Like, what are you guys?
And they lose a lot of those games in overtime.
And they've lost a lot of those games in overtime too. They flicked the switch in 5 of them, and they're not Colorado. But they've got a good team, man. And look at that.
But there's still a lot of concerns with, like, goaltending is still a concern with that team. So I don't know.
Their defense after Theodore and what's his name is kind of.
Well, yeah, they're missing Pietrangelo. They need to find a way to replace
another
him,
guy to get him up. But their 3 lines are good. Their top 3 lines are as good as anybody in the league.
Oh man, you watch Dorofeyev. That guy's got a freaking rocket of a shot,
He's going to be a star. Like,
yeah.
How old is he? 21.
He's young, yeah.
Yeah, he's young, and he's playing mostly on your 3rd line. Because they're trying.
But he's on the top power play.
Oh, of course, because they just set him up in that corner. He lets that shot right. He should have had a hat trick.
But it was offside.
Oh, that was offside. They're damn right it was. I'm glad they picked that up. And when you see it, I go, that's very close to watch it. But why does it take Vegas? I've watched a lot of Vegas' games here. I really liked when Vegas plays Anaheim. I like when they play San Jose. There seems to be a little bit of attention because those guys take a shot at Vegas. But
they're division rivals.
Yeah, and not only that, but Vegas had to, against those teams, do the same thing. Like, they had to score late to get in there, and then San Jose beat them in overtime. But then Anaheim, they beat Anaheim in overtime. But this isn't wow, yeah, that's right. Vegas overtime again. Oh, yeah, Vegas overtime again. But please make it 8 minutes.
So at least 7.
Yeah, make it at least 7. Even the goal that was quick there. I felt bad, though.
Next CBA, it's going to happen, I think.
That's the word around the campfire, eh? Everybody's saying. But do you think Matthews should take any fault on the last goal, on the overtime goal?
I mean, it's overtime.
He was cherry picking.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking calculated risks in overtime, right?
And he took a calculated risk.
Every team does that. Every guy does that. I mean,
so my take on it is this: I noticed Matthews every shift. I'm not going to judge his game on maybe getting a quick pounce over the thing, cherry pick, breakaway, score, and win. That would have been cool.
It sucks that he was a -3 that game, but I mean, I thought he played pretty well.
Okay, he was a -3, but a couple of plays were like that wasn't his fault. What was the one goal on the side that what's his name? How do you say his name again? Dorofeyev. How do you say his name?
Dorofeyev.
Yeah, I keep looking at him.
Remember, and they're putting
one of those goals to put in that he put on the other side. Who was ever on the ice? They moved the defense. Was that the one who went around McCabe and he got the shot. Fuck, the shot was in the net before you could blink your eye. Bang.
Well, and the tying goal, too, like, Nyes was stuck without a stick. That was just an unfortunate
there you
situation.
go. Yes, yeah, there you go, like that. So sometimes, like I say, for me, plus minus is more for defenseman than forward. But yeah, he was a -3, and he still was one of the best players on the ice all night. Stone was there, and I'm not a Stone fan, but this guy, every time I see him, God,
He's having a really good season.
He's insane. He's got 40-some points in like 29 games. Like if he was playing on, like he's you know what it is? They were saying the pace lately. The only one that is scoring on that pace is McKinnon
and McDavid.
And McDavid on this stretch. Then it's
it blew me away too when they showed that stat.
Yeah, I went, holy cow, what? You know what I mean? But he's been scoring a lot. You know what I think it is that he really wanted the questions about him. Because I was one of the ones, he's going to play for Team Canada. I don't know if he's going to play for Team Canada. He's got to play for Team Canada.
Well, he's on the team.
He's on the team.
And
he earned it.
Yeah, I think Lawton's been really coming into form for the Leafs, too. Because when he came into Leafs, it was like, I don't know about giving away the first-round pick or whatever. But he's been really fucking good lately.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as he stays as the best third-line center you have. He has to be your best, or the best third-line center in the league. He's got to be there.
Well, it's really his fourth-line center, but I mean, they're still putting him with good wingers.
Yes, exactly.
And he's killer on the power play, great at face-offs.
I'm all about that, too. I'm just saying that what's caught me off guard here is, though, and you got to give this guy his credit, is for sitting 9 games in a row in the press box, and then you get your chance again. This Michelli guy is not the guy.
It was like 15, 16 games he sat in a row.
It was 9 in a row, but he was in the box for 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he was in the box for 15.
And he came right back in the lineup like nothing was wrong.
That's a sign of a pro. I give him credit for that. But he doesn't look like the same guy when he was going. We knew why he was going to the press box.
Yeah.
Sitting there with Jamrock. Remember, I was there. Keep them both there. Oh, good tonight. We don't see him anymore now.
And you were making fun of me for saying that Michelli was going to be one to watch out for the Leafs this year.
Yeah, but now he's showing it. But I'm going to go to my original assumption that first month I'd say about the season, what I said, and I'm going to stick to it. When you come to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs. All those guys are new. Marner just left town. What is your position? We know what kind of players Berube wants. It took a long time because they were out there. I'm not saying they were spellbound or starstruck, but they were a little Roy Joshua. They were kind of out there. Okay, but you know what I mean? Now that we're 40-some games into it, everyone knows their job. Everyone knows their position. Now they got some cohesiveness to them. Is that the difference, you think?
Well, again, firing the assistant coach lit a fire under their ass. And
that worked out, too. But, look at the difference. You're going to have the greatest waiver pickup in the history of waiver pickups.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I don't even know if he's the greatest waiver pickup in Leaf history yet.
Well, probably not. There's somebody back there. I know somebody else brought it up the other day. I forget who it was. I go, that was a waiver pickup? Was that Dan Daou? No, they traded for him. But they had another
Dominic
one.
Moore was one from my childhood. That was
he was another one at the time, yeah. But if you think about it, I'm making a joke about it in a way because, what would you be without him? He's the guy that gets it out of your zone as good as anybody.
I know.
You're doing it. Where would you be
Especially
without
a right side defenseman, too.
That's what I'm saying. And he's there, and, you didn't have that in those first 20 games. So the cohesiveness that's come along and all this shit that they brought on to Matthews. I was telling these guys last night, when Matthews wasn't scoring, he was still one of the best 200-foot players in the league.
Sure.
You know what I mean? People forgot that now that he's got a little bit of oomph back in his stick. He's got still 23 goals right now?
Yeah, he's in the top 20 now. He's back in there.
What, the top 20 scoring?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But anyways, if he gets a little bit higher, like I said,
he's tied for 18th right now.
And what did I say earlier? I said I still believe he could get 40 goals. When he was having nothing.
I mean, if he gets hot, he could find his way into that top 3, top 5 pretty quickly.
I think there's not enough time for to do that.
What do you mean? Robertson's third place. He's only 4 goals ahead of him.
Why, what's Robertson got, 27?
27. Matthews got 23.
Wow. Well, that means that those Montreal guys could get in there, too, then, if you want to be that way about it. We got a rookie captain.
Caulfield, yeah. Caulfield's only a goal behind Matthews.
Yeah, and what's that Kapanen kid got?
He's I think he's 15. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to get into the top.
No, but I'm saying that guy's going to score 20 himself.
Sure.
It should be pretty interesting. But otherwise, like I was saying, the thing about the Leafs, you guys still remember, you got McCabe. He's your stay-at-home guy. Stays at home at the wrong time. They give that goal up late. You know what I mean? What was it? You guys just burn out in the last end of the game there? I thought Vegas, you guys had that game.
A lot, like we discussed, though, a lot of things went wrong for them in that game, too.
Such a short period of time too. You know what I mean? Especially at the end when Matthews lost a faceoff. Oh, look at Matthews lost a faceoff. Oh, Matthews cherry-picked in overtime. That's what I say is wrong, but when you talk about this team in the city, they pick your scabs, man.
Sure.
It's pretty damn... After the game that he had, you know what I mean? And then you get the silliest thing that happened. Nylander injures himself on the celebration.
After he scored that goal, he didn't see another shift.
Yeah, because they said whatever he did, and Willie was looking great.
Willie re-aggravated whatever it was.
I
don't think he's going to be in the lineup against Winnipeg tonight.
No, they're definitely not, because they want to be like that. That's craziness. And when Willie came back, looked like he hadn't missed a step. You know what I mean? He was looking great. And I'm going, okay, you know. And the thing is, what? You're still only 1 point out of the wild card, right?
Let's see.
Which
I believe
puts
so.
you only 4 points behind Montreal.
2 points behind Boston.
Yeah,
with the game in hand.
You cannot, okay, I always said this. We've lost 2 in a row. Okay, we got 1 point with the tie. The Buffalo-Montreal game, what I saw of it, because this box...
Well, hold on. We'll get to Montreal in a second. The week ahead for the Leafs, so they got Winnipeg tonight in Winnipeg. Then it's versus Minnesota Monday, versus Detroit Wednesday, versus Golden Knights Friday. The Leafs are actually off next Saturday.
So that means that the Leafs could have a 3-game losing streak by the time I talk to you next. We have a show next Saturday.
No chance.
Why not? 3-game losing streak. Look who they're playing. Minnesota, Detroit, and Vegas.
Minnesota has been looked lately.
Oh, no, they'll be good.
The Leafs are going to win.
Where are they playing? They're playing them all here, right?
Yeah.
Every game's at home, right? They're lucky they're having these stretch at home that might. So what do you say?
They're lucky. What do you mean?
At this point in time where they need the games before the All-Star break. This would be a rough go. They got to make this West Coast thing. They've got a couple, 3 of those coming up that are going to be damn tough.
Yeah, you got the Western Canadian, then you got to go to California.
Yeah, and they got that one stretch where they got to play Minnesota, Dallas. Who else is in the middle there?
St. Louis?
No, somebody.
Nashville?
Maybe, yeah. They got a run of those guys in a row. But no, it wouldn't be Nashville, because Nashville's on the East Coast.
I don't know that.
Somebody would be.
They've already been to Chicago. They've been to Chicago already.
Okay, so what is it? But they've got maybe they go right there. Maybe it's a 4-game where they go Dallas, Minnesota, Seattle.
No, they put Seattle tacked on with Vancouver and those teams.
Should be interesting anyways. But I'm going to, what if the Leafs are on a 5-game winning streak by next show? You guys will be calling a parade, right?
I mean, I doubt it's going to be either one of those. Probably something in the middle. They got to win against Winnipeg tonight, though.
What's that?
They got to win against Winnipeg tonight.
At home? No,
in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's a funny team, eh?
They're a little bit hot right now, too.
If you want to call that hot. Oh, Canada.
What do you mean? They won 4 games in a row.
Sketchy at best. Sketchy. Who they?
All I'm saying is they're hot. You can't even give them credit for that, man. I don't get it.
I'm saying, oh, Canada. It's kind of a drag. We were talking about last week, and I looked at it again. Oh, Canada. Vancouver.
Calgary. Winnipeg, Calgary, bottom 3 teams, yeah.
It's just...
Ottawa's going through their whatever.
Well, we'll get to them in our notes of the league now. Those bunch of fraud fucks. I don't believe anything they say there. But anyways.
Montreal, we'll go on to the Habs report. So they signed Alex Texier to a 2-year extension.
No, okay, I got you that. Just before we go, do you think it's successful now? The word on the street was they had 4 games. They got to come home with 4 points. They got 3. It's imperative they get 1 point at least tonight from Winnipeg.
They got to win. They got to win.
Straight up win?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Now, Habs reports they signed Alex Texier to a 2-year, $2.5 per year extension, which will take him right to unrestricted free agency.
That's a good sign for us for the money and the way he's been playing. I just think he's got a big heart on. Is he going to continue to play like that?
Probably not.
No, and he got released. So something went wrong there. I'm glad he's in the Rays place. Dano. Okay, continue before I say anything else. I'm glad we signed him.
Okay.
I'm glad we signed
him. It was a little bit of an up and down week for the Habs.
Yes.
So they got shut out by Detroit 4-0 on Saturday. That was their second time being shut out in 8 days.
Yep.
They won 6-3 versus Vancouver on Monday.
Don't count.
I was going to say, we're not giving teams credits for beating Vancouver.
That was
somehow it was tied 3-3 going into the third.
Because we were playing pond hockey at its great. You see the game? We were I'm going, is this 4-on-4? Oh, no, it is 5-on-5. It was just... Why? It was entertaining, but we did those classic, going through the middle so fast, and the puck jumps up, and all of a sudden look down, and there's what's his name sitting there, and it's a 3-on-1. Vancouver coming in 3-on-1 for one. A lot of that shit. Go ahead.
On Tuesday, they lost 3-2 in Washington. They blew the lead going into the third period there.
2-0 lead. And you know what it is? This is what I'm always saying. Don't do this. You keep playing the way that you got to the lead in the game. We started playing a little bit like we're going to defend here. We don't play defend hockey. We don't know how to play prevent defense. We're the Montreal Canadiens. We go one way. Okay?
Although you guys were very good in the penalty kill that game. 4 for 4.
Outstanding on the power. We should have been... Who played goal that night? Was that Montembeault night?
That was Montembeault.
He was outstanding that night, but like I said... We
got left to hang out to dry on that overtime winner, though.
Oh, come on, guys. No kidding. But even worse was we let them get... They were taking... target practice at him in the third period. We were playing prevent, like, let's not lose the game. And I started watching them going, guys, go forward. Go. Oh, Washington got a goal. Guys, go forward. And you watch the game, everybody does it in the league sometimes, except for Colorado. They seem to play the same way all the time. They don't give a shit. Vegas, too. Like, they're slow in the beginning. But you got to, don't you agree? You got to, because look at you guys in the third period against Vegas last 6 or 7 minutes. McCabe was too much of a stay-home defenseman. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you prevent that, though?
I don't know.
There's no cure for that, is it? It's a situation, you're there and you do it, and you're watching, and you're going, don't do this, guys. Red light. Red light. Oh, well.
Speaking of red light, you saw that against you guys on Thursday in Buffalo, losing 5-3.
Another great game. And we had a 3-2 lead in that. We had a 3-2, but you know what? Tage Thomas had a great game.
Tage Thompson
had
a hat trick.
Yeah, he had a great game. But not only that, that was one of those games where most of the goals were just great goals. Like great shots, great setups. You couldn't blame either goaltender. Like they were just some great over-the-shoulder goals, three-way passing play in the net on both sides. And the pace was amazing. So I'm going to think about Buffalo. Either wear those uniforms all the time or those Gilles Perreault uniforms all the time. Like, can these teams make up their what they're going to play? Buffalo?
Well, if they sell both ways, then, like, why is there an issue? Again, you're not a Sabres fan. It's not for you.
I'm old and stupid. What am I saying?
Are you going to buy a Sabres fan or Sabres jersey anytime soon?
Maybe. I might buy a Gilles Perreault retro
Stop
jersey.
it.
I might. I love Gilles Perreault. He was one of my favorite players when I was a kid.
You're going to get a Nylander jersey too, I take it?
No, that's against my religion. I started a new religion. We don't buy anything from certain avenues. You know what I mean? That's all we do. I'll wear Jay's gear, but outside of that, we just got to say no. Argos, I might.
Raptors?
Oh, yeah, Raptors. That's a different. That's a whole new galaxy. That's over there. They're new. They're new blood.
Toronto FC?
If I'm in that box, I'm looking for a shirt, you know, like that St. Vincent where they put the clothes in. And I'm desperate one day and I pull it out and there's the FC shirt in there. Okay, I'll take that one. I'll put it on.
So the week ahead for the Habs, they're in Ottawa tonight. They play Minnesota on Tuesday. They get their rematch versus Buffalo in Montreal on Thursday, and then they're in Boston on Saturday.
We got a tough row here, too. But we've been very resilient. I'm scared about tonight because we're in Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
I'm scared. And this is...
Really?
Yeah. Ottawa's been weird. Ottawa's been weird about the way they're playing. You know what I'm saying? And there's just something about... Everything about Ottawa is weird right now. Okay, you said to me... We don't have to go there, but there's been a lot of spin going on in Ottawa. And
For sure.
And you said to me, what do I believe? What was my answer? Nothing. I don't believe anything. I'm like, what is that guy in Hogan's Heroes? Schultz, I see nothing, I know nothing, I hear nothing. This is bullshit. And suddenly Allmark is out practicing.
I don't know what to make of any of this.
There's something twisted.
Are they looking for trade partners and they can't find one?
Let's put it this way. I've been listening a little bit more to your boy, Elliot Friedman. He don't believe nothing. So if Elliot don't believe, and you know he's the best at dancing around shit.
Sure.
Says everything, says nothing. He's one of the best on it, and that's why he's got that job. Let's give Elliot Friedman all his flowers all day long.
Right.
And when he talks about something, I go, you should have been a lawyer, motherfucker. You're just too good. But I'm going to his school of thought because he's basically saying, Ottawa, you fucked up. The cat's out of the bag. Whatever you're doing now, don't make it worse. You know, and he was against, he thought it was like, he's one of the guys that, why did you put out that statement? You should have said no statement. Elliot Friedman was there. Yeah, he was one of the guys. Why'd you make a statement? Now you gave us fodder. You know what I mean? And what's the product look like on the ice? They won the other night. They lost the other night. You know, and who won with their wins was against who? Vancouver. Don't count. You know what I mean?
So I don't know what to make of them either. But back to Montreal. A lot of word out there is that they're starting to look a little fraudulent.
They're not looking fraudulent. We're looking a little tired at time. What's fraudulent about us?
Why? Well, why are you using tired as an excuse?
No, I'm just saying that we've had this way our scheduling's been. We're going to be better going into the Olympics, and we're going to be better on the other side with the scheduling. We had one of the toughest of the toughest. The way it went, we had the most back-to-backs. Like, when the way the scheduling went, and they whenever that metric or analytics, and they showed it, like the Leafs are about 9th or 10th. On that list, Montreal was top 3 of like, holy shit, like what you had to go through. So that could be a little bit. We've had a couple sched losses, but every team in the league's going through it. So I can't say, oh, Montreal feel sorry for ourselves. We don't. We're very resilient. We win tonight. We're good. I said no 3-game losing streaks. We just lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, well, 3 of your last 4 though, at least from this past
and 3 of the last 4 we lost to Detroit because Detroit's a scary team. They seem to get it together. What did you bring up? What's his name, Mr. Goalie? Suddenly freaking tight his skates a little tighter. Yeah. So the thing is like you say, Buffalo is now in a wild card position, right? And they're only 3 points behind Montreal. How many games did it take them to win on that streak to get there? Now they can't even afford to lose the 3 games. Like Toronto, Toronto 8-0-2. What did that get them? Not only got them to the door, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to be like this till when? Do you think anybody's falling off? No.
Well, there's a few teams in the East that have fallen off.
Okay, who do you think's going to be falling off that we don't
have
to worry about now?
The Rangers.
Oh, Rangers.
They actually just
did we count them as a team?
I had them going to the playoffs this year.
They're done like dinner.
Yeah.
They're done. You know what I mean? And
so I guess we could just get to the around the league portion here then.
Okay, let's cut to the chase here. Let's say one thing right now.
Senators, I don't think are making it at this point. Blue Jackets are done.
No, I'm not counting them out yet.
You're not counting out the Blue Jackets?
No, because they made the coach change. There's something about that team that should be better. Maybe they get the coach bump. They've won ever since he's come back. They're 3 in a row since they switched the coach, aren't they?
Yeah, but
it could be just a coach bump. But that team's better than they looked on paper. And they're looking at it like every team should. We're not out of it. Look at everybody's in. 5-game winning streak. You're there.
Even New Jersey, I'm starting to think they're on the brink of falling off here.
When do they get Jack Hughes back? Is he even going to play in the Olympics?
I don't know.
He's got to play something, or the owner's going to say, you just can't jump. Well, if you're an owner, you're just going to let him jump right in and play the Olympics.
Well, and plus there's the Dougie Hamilton situation there. There's the Quinn Hughes and no trade clause situation there, which kind of fucked their chemistry up, apparently.
And the goaltending has suddenly become suspect at times.
Yeah.
It's not as sharp as it's been. I thought the Devils...
because those guys are not like... Whatever, like, oh, I can depend on this guy 100%. Like, Allen and Markstrom, they've both shown flashes of being good, but, like, consistency has never been their forte.
Well, no, not consistency. It's the overwork, they say. It's getting back to Allen. When he was in Montreal, when he was overworked, he started to get a little thing. When he was in St. Louis, he got a little overworked.
Yeah, but he's a 1B goalie. That's kind of my point. Like, he's not your starter. And then Markstrom is looking at
1B, okay, 1B.
And then Markstrom is like a 1 year on, 1 year off guy. It looks like he's on the year off.
He looked great for the first half of this season, but lately, did you see one of the shots? He looked like it went right through him. What did they lose the other night? 9-1?
Yeah, they've been going through a rough stretch.
Yeah, well, did you see 2 of the shots on goal? You took a look. It was like, oh my God. On the Rangers, it was worse. And now the Sorokin's injured.
Yeah,
they're done like dinner. Like they're all long, but that's what I'm saying. My original point was about Columbus. Columbus is looking at the landscape and going, well, those guys are falling aside. We're right here. They were competing for a while. They need a few quick adjustments because who's guaranteed to make the playoffs right now in the East? I'm going to say, I'll tell you who I think it's going to be right now. The Canes, Tampa, Detroit, and after that, I'm not sure. Including my Montreal Canadiens, because anything can happen. There's too many games. So every game I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, well, please don't lose this one. Because it's just too tight. You know what I'm saying? And those teams that are right there, I think Florida should be in big trouble. After I seen them last night.
The problem is, though, Columbus, they're 7 points out of a playoff spot.
But look at how many games.
I know, by the numbers, if you're not within 3 points of a playoff spot, especially at this time of the season, you're in trouble.
I say no, I don't. I disagree with that because we were farther back. We were further back than that Montreal last year. Now we're getting 7 points back, and we got 20 games.
But how many teams come back from that, though?
There's enough games, don't you think so? There's look at.
But then Columbus too. How many teams do they have to pass as well? 7, and you're 7 points out. I don't like that math.
Okay, so what do they got? They got 36 games left.
Even Florida, man.
I say Florida's in trouble too.
Florida's in big trouble.
And they better get everybody back quick too because they're not convincing me of anything, so to speak. So they better tie it up. But I'm going to tell you, everybody here from Toronto up, none of those teams are going away. When you look at it, Columbus has got 49 points. They're 5 points behind Toronto. They're 6, 7 behind
Boston.
And Boston doesn't do it for me. They're too up and down. Their inconsistency is killing me too. But
yeah, they're way too streaky. They'll win 5, they'll like lose 6 or whatever.
Okay, but I mean, what is it? Every week I look at it. Look at Montreal. Their last 10. We're 6-3-1. Every week you get there, they're either 6-3-1, 5-3-2, 7-4-1. But they always stay there all the time. Where you see some of these other teams jumping, like look at Boston 7-2-1. 2 weeks ago we looked at it. What were they? 3-7-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where do you get consistency? Toronto Maple Leafs, Exhibit A. You guys are 3 whatever, and suddenly you're 8-0-2. So I don't know where this is going and where your scheduling is going to be, but I'm willing to bet from Toronto up in the Atlantic, those guys are going to fight to the end, which gives me the belief that Jersey and Rangers, I agree, they could fall down. Do you think Philadelphia is going to stay where they are? They're a solid team.
They just lost 5 games in a row.
This is the first time this is their first adverse time of the season. So they kick it back in.
Well, they didn't have a great start to the season either.
First 10 games, yeah, they were kind of shaky, right? But Taka got it together. I think they'll be fine. I think they're going to be in the fray. Like all those teams, it's going to be interesting. You think Pittsburgh's going to stay there? What's Pittsburgh doing? They look like they're going to fall off the cliff and they come back and have 3 great games. Then they look like, oh my God, and don't wear those all yellow uniforms. They're hurting my eyes. I got to wear sunglasses when they wear those jerseys. Like, come on, Sid. You guys have great hit. Wear the blue
I'm sure
ones.
Sid's the one that chose the jerseys.
I'm calling him up. Sid, go back to the Pierre LaRouche jerseys for a while. Give me a couple more of those. People love them when they wear them, eh? They don't wear those often enough, but that's another story.
The Rangers, so they actually officially put out a statement saying that they're going to retool and they're going to trade Panarin to his desired destination.
What's the owner's name again?
Tom
Foolery? Tom Foolery is Tom Foolery Doolin. This is another one of his sideshow games. He's trying to pacify his season ticket holders because the New York Ranger, the upper echelon of season ticket holders in New York is John McEnroe, you name it.
Sure.
They're Boomer Esiason. Like you look at it's New York City. We don't want a hockey team like this. And
they're chanting Fire Drury.
Yeah. Not only that, but look at their history. Every time something bad happens in the playoffs or something goes a little way, Dolan comes out with this great pronouncement. Is this the first letter we've got from the Rangers in the last 5 years?
No, I think about 3 years ago they put out one too like this. Yeah.
Why? You sucked. You fucked up. Why don't you just say it? Oh, I'm gonna pat you on the back and put a hand in your pocket. Pat you on the back.
Come back, give us the money next year.
Pat you on the back and put my hands in your pocket. It's a joke. I feel bad for the New York Rangers, original 6 team. Remember we talked at the beginning of the year, they're going to come back. They're a big franchise. They got money. They're not going to fall down that long. They're going to find a way to get back. What are they? They're one of the embarrassments of the league this year, don't you think?
Well, especially after Shesterkin got injured.
Oh,
that was
done.
their season.
They're done.
The numbers since then, like their goals against is like over 6. Quick's been pulled multiple times.
Oh, it's just awful. There's no way around it when you look at it. You go,
they lost that 8-4 game.
Oh. And the most atrocious home record of any team since an expansion team had bad, like what are they again at home? I got it here.
Garbage.
5-13-4 at home.
That's insane.
I think it's the worst record at home in the league. I'm
still trying to make sense of it. I do not understand.
5-13, yeah. The worst. Oh no, the only worst.
L.A.
No,
Vancouver.
But L.A., remember last year how good they were at home?
But the year before that, they were pretty stinky at home, though.
It's crazy. But here's another. I keep looking at my other metric. I'm not Mr. Analytics by any chance. Okay. But one metric I still got to look at, and we've said that it came true by the end of the year last year. Who made the playoffs? No difference is, what is your goal differential?
Yes.
That was, remember last year we monitored it, and in the end, the team that seemed to have it and the teams that bailed out quickly were the ones with the worst, including my Montreal Canadiens, who got in the back door and made the playoffs. Our goal differential was what, a nickel?
But you guys lead the league in post-hit this year, don't you? We haven't got
this. No, we're second, and we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to that. But in any event, that's why you got to start really yelling loud. Like, I think that Washington is still got a chance to catch
Pittsburgh?
No, Carolina. I think that they're going to end up being second there. Like they're a little bit. They're 4-6-1 right now.
Who's second? The Islanders?
I think the Islanders are not good enough. I think that Washington will end up. Islanders are going to make playoffs, but they'll be third in the division. I think that Washington's going to climb all the way back. They're in that one time of the year they're playing a little bit weird too, but they just beat Montreal.
They're a little bit of a weird team though.
But they got
the goaltending,
and they still got that great forecheck.
Yeah.
You know that skating style. That's what's winning in the league. Like there's like teams like Montreal plays like that, Washington plays like that, Vegas plays like that, like the team Minnesota plays like that. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go. It wins most of the time if your goaltending holds up. If your goaltender doesn't make the save,
yeah, that stinks.
You're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're going. And you know what? There's no way that Schaefer's going to be on the Olympic team. I seen him again the other night playing. He was one of the best.
Well, never
players
say never.
He's a defenseman.
I mean,
who's
knock
he
on
gonna
wood.
Replace? Yeah, who's he going to replace?
Well, if someone gets hurt, knock on wood.
I hope nobody gets hurt. But again,
But he is on the official reserve list. He is on one of the 8 guys.
But
we should take that to Braden Point week to week after sustaining.
He ain't going to be there.
We said the same thing about Ryan Getzlaff in Vancouver, and he was a game time decision.
I don't see John Cooper.
Are you doctor?
Dr. Cruz in the house?
No, you're not doctor, so we don't know. It's
going
to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to the wire. February 11th is when the rosters need to be in.
I hope he's skating by then. No, he's skating now because it's an upper body injury, isn't it?
Lower body, I thought.
Injury. Okay, whatever the injury is. The way that he went off, the way that Cooper's talking about it, but Cooper wants him there because he's one of these boys. I get it. I don't see it. I'm glad. So does Bedard replace him because Bedard's back?
I think it's going to be Bedard if it comes down to that.
Well, he's got
right-handed shot. He's a good scorer.
He hasn't done nothing since he's back. He looks rusty. You know what I mean?
Give him time. We have a month to decide.
Not even.
Okay, just under a month.
Okay, but what's the date?
A month minus 6 days.
Okay, so we got 20-some days to see. You know what? I'll take Braden Point. I'll take a sizes game. I'm going there. I just seen when the way he went down, I heard Cooper talking, a couple guys in the team going, and Kucherov goes, who gives a fuck? I ain't playing it anyway.
Yeah.
That's Kucherov too, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Canada's reserves are Bennett, Bedard, Jarvis, Konechny, Wyatt Johnston, Mark Scheifele, then Matthew Schaefer and Mackenzie Weegar are the defensemen. I'm surprised that Chychrun isn't one of the... I guess Weegar because he's a right-handed shot.
What does Chychrun do in that nobody gives him the time of day anywhere?
I don't know.
And he's still having a great season. He's going to be an all-star. Like I know
it's weird. Even like when in the 2016 in the draft, he was expected to be like a top 5 pick, and he fell all the way to like 16 or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's bizarre.
It was weird. But when I see him out there, is it like I don't want to say nothing because every time I watch Washington, he's one of the guys I notice. I go, look at this guy. He's out there. Is he a defensive liability?
No.
I don't think so either. And I think he's big enough that he clears out the front of the net.
Is it a locker room thing?
I don't know, but everyone.
Because Ottawa was, I mean, Ottawa's whatever, but they were pretty quick to get him out of town.
Very quick to get him out of town. That's the deal. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, I don't know, but look at his performance. I don't care about it. No, you do care to a certain point. But look at the guy's performance on the ice. Just let's take his on-ice production. The guy is playing some of the best defense I've seen in the league this year. You know what I mean? And I'm going, I don't know. And he doesn't even get a sniff. Even when all these people are talking and stuff, rarely people bring him up. You know what I mean? They'll bring up like Farber, all the defensemen in the league. They bring up Faber. They bring up, who else? Is that Boldy? They'll bring up the guy in St. Louis that's coming.
Boldy's a forward.
No, who's the guy in St. Louis? A young kid. They got a kid there out of nowhere. He's been playing well. Guys that are randomly, they'll bring up the 2 kids in Vancouver that are going to be great in a few years from now that are really young. One guy's 21, guy's 21. You see them out there, they're making
William?
Yeah, they're going to be good.
The guy that got from Minnesota?
Yeah, they're going to be good. You see those 2 kids, they're going to be good. But right now they're out there. I feel sorry for them. This is a bad way to learn your way in the NHL.
Well, let's get back to Chychrun.
But Chychrun, that's what I'm saying. I hear people talking about all these different type of defensemen. His name never comes up. On all our sports shows in Toronto, how many touches are they talking
part of that
about?
might be that he just plays in Washington.
Why are they bringing up these other guys?
Like who?
I hear about, like I said, about the guy in Vancouver they brought up. There's that kid in St. Louis. They bring up the Farber. What's the other guy in Dallas they always bring up? There's a 3rd or 4th guy in Dallas after the big Heskinen, and then they got a younger guy that's big. They bring his name up like he's supposed to be a star. I'll bring up 6 guys that I'll know next show that I've heard talk about, even on our Canadian shows, and they don't bring him up. What did he do wrong? See his numbers?
See his numbers?
I don't get it, and we don't even like we're saying. I'm glad. Hey, Chychrun, you listen to us, sponsor. We're giving you big words here. I bet you we talk more about Chychrun in this last 5 minutes than I've heard in all the sports shows in the last month.
Yeah. So Senators signed James Reimer, adding, I guess, more fuel to the fire there. however you want to go about that.
Did Boston know something when they signed it? We discussed this. Did Boston know something that we didn't know, getting rid of Allmark instead of Swayman?
I don't think so. I think that's just Boston trying to be the smartest guy in the room, like overthinking problems. Because they probably should have kept both guys. They had a good thing going, apparently.
I sat with two guys that are diehard Boston guys. Like one guy's my age, one guy's a few years younger. I'm talking about hardcore Boston guys. It was a joke because Mark sat down and I had on, I think I might even had this on. I had a Habding on. He sits down beside me. He's got his Boston thing. They go, that shouldn't be happening, but it doesn't matter. We're sports fans. And anyway, we got to talking about it. And one of the guys said, and he played in the AHL and he played in Europe. And he said, maybe Boston knew something. And I looked at him and I said, I've said that too. And he goes, because I don't understand as a Bruin fan. He goes, I don't understand why we got rid of him. And he goes, as a matter of fact,
but Boston's always making decisions like that, though, in fairness.
But he said, like you, why didn't they keep both of them?
Salary cap considerations, I imagine. And they're always, Boston, again, like they're always got like this thing, I'm going to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm going to trade this guy when no one else thinks I should trade this guy. That's just the Bruins in a nutshell, ever since I can remember.
I hate him anyway.
Yeah,
the bottom line is this: there's a big word. When does the contract come up? Now they're going to have an addendum. When does the CBA come up in the NHL? Not for 3 years, right?
I don't know.
It's a while though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Anyways, I've heard it on 2 or 3 sources where they're saying they're going to go back on when they have one of those GM meetings and they're going to have a big consortium and say, can we carry 3 goalies and somehow balance with the cap? That's come like that ball is rolling. Like you heard about the beginning of the season and people are doing it, but you're hearing it. You think it's going to happen?
I think something's got to happen.
But here's it. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute too. Is there, around the league about that? Is there enough goaltenders to go around?
I think there are.
Okay, we're gonna get.
Where's this shortage of goaltenders thing coming from?
I don't know. I watch a lot of hockey. I see some goalies on some night, and I go, "Really, really? That guy's in the league? Come on."
You could do better, I'm sure.
No, I'm not saying that. We're going to talk about it because I know the subject's coming, and then I'll do all things that in a minute.
A few shout-outs around the league. So Boston retired Chara's number 33. Detroit retired Fedorov's number 91. Your boy Celebrini joined Gretzky and Crosby as the only teenagers in NHL history to score 26 points over a 13-game span.
My boy.
The Anaheim Ducks.
My boy.
Are 2-7-1 since the Wild Wing statue was taken down inside the arena on December 20th. Now they start off 8-game losing streak. Since then they've won 2. So I don't know.
Karma's a weird shit, eh?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you bring up these little things over the years that you've done where you find these little things where like people do something, you don't know why they do it, and all of a sudden it affects the play. It's just so weird. Rather than I looked and I said, yeah, man. That's true. How does that happen? Bad
I
karma?
have no idea.
I don't know. Good luck, Anaheim.
Where were we? So the stat that got your attention this week was goalpost hit, which Montreal is up there in the league. I'm a little bit surprised you're so angered by this, always considering that you're always the guy that is always arguing for post to count towards shots on goal.
Okay, so this same bunch of guys that are old school were talking about it. I asked them this question. I said, if you're watching a hockey game and I said, there's too many stats. And one guy says, well, stats are good. The other guy says, yeah, sometimes I think they're too many. And so these guys, like I'm saying, late 50s, early 60s, diehard hockey guys. And I said, hey, you're watching a hockey game. You ever see a stat that come up that said most goalpost hits? Buddy said to me, you're joking, right? I said, no, it flashed on the screen. So now the reason I'm losing my mind about this shit is because my other favorite subject, shot attempts, where does this fit in? I don't know. It's a nothing freaking stat. Don't tell me about it. I don't need to know that my guys weren't good enough to put the fucking puck on the net. And there he was. And then,
but a couple weeks ago, you'd be arguing that should count as a shot on net.
I don't know what it is. I'm just saying when I seen it was disgusting. Why do I got? And the reason that I seen it, of course, Montreal. Number 2 in the league. And it just so happened it was that Washington game where we hit the goalpost 3 times in 5 minutes. It was just a weird set of circumstances where we hit the goalpost 3 times in the first 5 or 7 minutes. We hit the goalpost. And all of a sudden this stat comes on the corner. And it's a coincidence we're playing Washington. Who was third? Washington was third. I'm just saying it's a nothing stat. We don't need it out there. I don't care what it matters. My thing is this, and we're going to talk about it, is I'm having trouble. I accept time of possession.
Okay.
I got time of possession down. What happens when you do at that time of possession? That's open to interpretation in my world. Number one thing is, Shoot the fucking puck. That's my number one. And I'm going to go with the old guy that said it was a coach. Shoot at guys' heads to get them out of the way. But you brought up a thing about the shots on goal and the save percentage coming down. What's the reason? What's ever going on here? You seen it the other night, and when you brought it back, looks like Buddy's in the confessional booth a long time. Since I told you that, how many times do you see goalies on their knees?
But that hasn't changed, though. It's always been like that.
Okay, but I'm saying now there's got to be a propensity to something going down with, okay, shot attempts, goal posts, whatever's happening, then save percentage, how good are the goalies? Well, if you're spending, this is just a little theory I've been trying to think of. Tell me where I'm wrong, pick a hole in it, tell me what's valid. The other night when Montreal had a 4-minute power play and they skated around for 64 seconds and then the pump went over and they almost got a goal the other way. You had 64 seconds where that puck moved around. Very cleanly, very efficiently. What did that get for him?
You tell me.
Nothing.
Okay.
Didn't do a goddamn thing. All of a sudden, they take one quick shot at the end of the power play. It's going to go in. And they say, okay, they scored a goal, but it wasn't a power play goal, but it was after. My point being was how many shots were taken to get in there? Okay? They're not taking as many shots.
What do you mean how many shots were taken to get in there?
How many shots on goal did we get? We finally got a goal. We had no shots on goal. They probably set it up and everyone's saying, see, Cruz, they took the possession enough time to get it to the right spot and they got it in. Maybe that's why it's going to have an effect on the shot attempts. I mean, why the percentages are down. Because the goalies are facing less shots, but there might be more goals going in, and that's not always their fault because it's going around there. So I can't say is the goals
guys are like holding up for higher quality scoring chances now, I'd say.
Is that going to affect the shot percentage that you're going to get on the
shooting
goalie?
Percentages are going up since then. I have the numbers right here.
Okay, the shooting percentage
shots are down, but shooting percentages are way higher.
Okay, and then what's a goaltender? Then their percentages have gone down. Their save percentage has gone down.
Oh yeah, because shooting percentage is down.
Something is weird. They're like that.
I think that's just the way the game developed. I don't think that goalies are getting worse. Like training's game, but everything's better.
In what respect?
There's more money, more training, better equipment.
Okay, so then they shouldn't be so tired when they're on the ice, and they should learn to stand up more. It's a technique.
I don't think it's a tired thing. It's just that's a technique
facetious
thing.
Yeah, well, I'm saying the technique thing. The other night, and in the Vegas game, if Hill had been standing, all he had to do was stand. He made a move. He made the move and went in the net. If he didn't freaking move, the puck would have hit him. So what's the technique? What's the style? Is that the moment? You got to make that decision right in that moment. But everyone's down and everybody's going. And by the way, when we're talking about when you hit the goalposts, every time you see guys hit the goalpost, where are they hitting it? Crossbar and what? A foot down? You never see hardly get goalposts from the freaking pad down. Rarely do you see them hit the goalpost. Of
course not.
Unless it's a deflection from there on there. Why? Because everybody knows the goalies are going down, shoot over the corner. We don't even care if they're 6'5". So is that a technique thing? Is that a game thing? What's going on? Look at Caulfield. That guy ever shoot the puck and never below the knees? That guy.
Well, why would you? There's less space down there.
Okay, I'm firing some of the better defensemen. Tana was doing it well.
Like just the way goalies are shaped, like there's the pads down low. There's way less space. So like unless you're shooting for a rebound, why wouldn't you shoot high?
Maybe
that's just common sense.
but I'm gonna give you this thing, and how much time you see it. And I thought Tanev was very good at this. Kel McCarr is good at that. The best defense. And what do they do when they get in that scrim? Sometimes they just shoot low and away. Because that spot's going to be open. They're not going there. Like sometimes you got to take what advantage of what you're doing.
Agreed.
So those guys are shooting. So I'm saying like the goaltender, they're shooting a low. I better be on my knees. I'm saying, is it the technique or what? Because you say the numbers there are kind of weird. Shooting percentages are up. This percentage is down. Why? More time of possession, less shots on goal. It's just a weird, don't you think? I don't know what. And when
well, look at how hockey's developed in the last 10 years.
Gotten way faster, highly entertaining.
There you
I agree
go.
with you that
and possession has been way more important for all these teams than anything else.
Okay, and
teams emphasize
saying,
possession.
Okay, when they first started emphasizing about possession, I think back in the old days of hockey, and I'm saying, yeah, you guys could have learned to control the puck a little bit more. But I think the pendulum swung too far now, in my opinion, because Montreal on the power play, double minor, 64 seconds in, and they haven't had a shot in goal, and the other team hasn't touched the puck.
Maybe the Habs are just frauds.
No, you guys do it too. Everybody, I see it all the time. You watching the play. What good did that do you? You had the puck for 64 goddamn seconds with a man advantage. The other team didn't touch the puck, and you didn't get a shot on goal. Help me. Help me out. I'm saying what you should have done is at least taken 2 shots on goal in that time. At least go. If you had a block shot or you had a deflection, you got an extra man, let's circle and come back in. At least you're attempting to score.
So now you like shot attempts.
No, I like you to take a shot at goal. I want you to attempt to score, but I don't want you to have a shot attempt. I want it on goal. Now, you got me on the goalpost. My lawyer's not here right now, so I can't. I'm talking through both sides of my face a bit on the goalpost part because I don't know where to say
Yes, you
about
are.
that. I don't mean to because I don't know where exactly to put that in. I'm just upset when I see.
I'd rather hold up for a higher quality shot.
I'm going if there.
You have 2 minutes to try and figure it out.
I'm saying, you know what? If it's after this period of time and you're not, I'm saying take a chance. Fire the puck, see what happens. Give me an Al McGinnis. Get the guy away.
Well, first of all, those booming shots from the blue line don't exist anymore because they're such low quality shots.
At times, I'm saying let's just change the metric. Let it go. What if it bounces up and it goes in the other zone to get a breakaway? Okay,
well,
that's
if it bounces and the other guy's got a breakaway shorthanded,
then you're in trouble. But what if it bounces right to this guy and he's wide open the side and he puts it in the top corner? You're going to get it there.
Where are the chances of that happening?
Just as much as the chance of bouncing off the defenseman
and
going the other way.
No, that's a way higher percentage. You see it happen all the time.
I'm gonna watch it closer, and what I'm doing tonight when I'm watching hockey this afternoon, I'm gonna put K. Every time I see it, you're just gonna see Texas from me, and it's gonna be K, and I'm gonna say, see, they should have shot the puck. See?
Every time you threaten something like this, you never follow through. So
because I forget I got a guitar in my hand. And I forget to do it. And I go, fuck, I should have done the last 3. What was the other night when the goalie was on his knees? I had my guitar like that and go, oh, fuck, I should have taped to Andrew. You've seen it yourself. It had to be in your head. How many times the goalie's dropped, especially in the Vegas game? Aiden Hill. You put it back. You did the right thing. He's looking like he's at Catholic school.
First of all, Aiden Hill is a little bit underqualified for his job. I think we can all agree on that. He's a career backup that found his way as a starter just because of circumstance.
Agreed. And I will go there. But I'm just saying that I'm love to have these numbers that you're showing up. My take on it is I'm watching so much hockey and I'm going, I want the analytics guy to bring all the blocks in the room and then build the house for me because I don't see how they all fit. Like this one goes up, this one goes down, but they're not doing this. And what about time of possession? Oh, but they had the shot attempt. So I'm just saying, to me, nothing doesn't always connect. So I'm saying I just want to go back to once in a while, shoot the goddamn puck. I don't care what happens, to let it rip. I want to see, because especially if we're not scoring and we're not there and we're behind in the game. Milani, double minor, 64 seconds. I'm like this. I'm going, don't put anything in your hands, Cruz. Get shit. I was like, what? And that's my team. This is my team. And I'm more livid than anybody. 64 seconds. You know when they scored? 2 seconds after the guy got out of the box. After
what's
the 4
the
minute.
issue?
Then why didn't we try earlier and get a score? Then we could have an extra man.
You're being
again.
greedy. You guys scored. Be happy.
No, I think we
This
should
is-
take
oh
one.
my
No,
God.
I ain't happy with that. I'm not happy with that.
Well,
at all.
I can't help you there.
I want to shoot the puck more. You know what I like on your power play? You guys got Willie. You don't know what the hell he's going to do at any given time. Look what he does. Sometimes he just lets it go at the net. Sometimes he passes it over. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? I want Willie on my... What does Willie do in a power play? We're not really sure. But
Sorry,
he's gonna
Willie's
do
ours.
I know that, but watch the power play. What does Willie do? He looks like the guy that, he's the freelance guy. He does whatever. This guy goes here. This guy's at the hash mark. What does Willie do?
Yeah, Morgan Riley can take some notes from him, hopefully.
You got him. But Riley's a guy I think that should shoot more, and he's been shooting more lately. Good for him. You got him.
He's got to remember they scored. He's got to. No, he made that nice stop on the shorthanded chance on Vegas, the diving stop there.
Oh yeah, because he already made a mistake.
Well, still,
but he did come back. I'm not. I'm never going to question. What's his name's? I'm never going to question Riley's effort. I'm going to question some of the decisions he makes when he's on the ice. That's another story. But anyways, we will keep watching him for the rest of the year. And anybody else that's out there, Mike and you guys, you hear us talking about numbers, because I'm going to stick with it. I think there's too many stats. That one that came up this week just killed it for me. And then I'm trying to put all the percentages together, and it doesn't always make mistakes.
Well, I mean, you've said this before. It's on the Yank broadcast.
That thank God. Thank God. If I'd seen it on here, like if I heard O-Dog coming up and say, hey, let's talk about how many guys hit the post today, or I'm watching Kuiper or any of those guys.
The only time that stat would be relevant is if there was a team that was like so far ahead of the pack in regards to that, where it would be like, okay, maybe that's interesting.
Well, that's the interesting thing about it. The top 3 teams compared to the other one, there was a big jump.
Okay, then that is relevant then. Don't you think that's kind of interesting?
I don't know. I just turned it away.
Don't you think that's like a weird coincidence?
Well, when we're in the top
especially
3,
like,
we're in the top 3, then I'm going, I don't know. Like I've said, I don't want to talk out of both sides of my face. This is all fucked up shit to me. But when you looked at it, I do remember, because I was seeing on it, and it was like the first 3 were relatively close, but then the next ones after, there was like a severe drop-off, like about 10, 12 difference or whatever. But anyways, we'll keep taking a look at it. And all of those numbers at the end of the year, what we're going to do is when we get to the playoffs and who made the playoffs, those numbers should be able to justify, like, what was your time of possession? What was your percentages? What was your goal differential? Those should be able to help establish. Now, there was a couple of exceptions last year.
I'm just going to say this. Like, when it comes to hockey analytics, we're still in the infancy. It's complex. We're still trying to figure this shit out.
Okay, so Mr. Analytics at the top of the pyramid, can you put one analytic in there? I want more. Shoot the puck more! Shoot! I'll tell you another thing, we'll end the hockey talk in there. If on an average, if you don't have 25 shots on goal, you don't win the game.
Well, on average, teams are taking 28 shots a game.
They better, because if you don't, because I know it's 28 shots, but some of that's garbage shots, and like, I don't understand this.
Oh my God, so now you're complaining about, okay, we need to move off this.
Okay, why is it this way? 6 shots in the first period, 5 in the second period, 12 in the third. Everybody's in panic mode, better get to the net. Why didn't you do a little bit more of that in the first
Well,
and second
it's almost
period?
like you're playing against another team that's trying to win as well. They're not just going to let you take shots. Give me a break. So last week, we're going to get to our Saturday night picks. Last week, there was 14 games. I beat you 8-7. Are you upset that I beat you?
No, I'm just, sometimes that's my frustration watching hockey. You know what I should do? If I can remember,
I thought sports were supposed to make you happy.
They do most of the times, but when they do other things, it's like...
I know, you spent the last 20 minutes bitching about this.
Because it drives me crazy. I could have a better quality game. You know what I should do? Someone should put a secret camera.
Whether or not they show you the stat or not won't change the quality of the game.
I want to have a screen. Can I be the anti-stat guy? What do you mean, Cruz? I want nothing on my screen. I don't want to see the shots on goal. I don't want to see a ticker at the bottom.
You don't want to see the score?
Nothing. Don't even want to see the score. I'll be watching it from the very beginning, and I'll know everything that's going on. I will turn up the volume when I think that there's something going on and I'm confused. Otherwise, like that, I just want the screen and no sound. I'll play Miles Davis in the background. I'm good. And when they don't shoot the puck, I don't throw anything. I'll keep my hands clean.
Okay, Grandpa. So last week I beat you 8-7. Ready for your picks this week?
Yes, I am.
All right, first up, Minnesota at Buffalo. I'm going to take Buffalo at home.
I'm going to say Minnesota to upset them this afternoon. It's afternoon game, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yep.
New York Rangers at the Philadelphia Flyers. Both these teams are on losing streaks, but I'm on the Flyers.
Yep.
New York Islanders at the Calgary Flames. I'm on Calgary at home.
That's the Islanders?
Yeah.
No, they're doing good out west. I'll take them.
Calgary's got a good home record, though.
Not of late. They've gone back to... So who did Minnesota... Didn't the Islanders just beat Edmonton in their house 2 nights ago?
Did they?
Yeah. They're on a roll in the
Well,
West, and they beat
now.
too. Okay, I'm taking my boy Schaefer.
Seattle at Utah. I'm going to take Utah at home.
I'm good with Utah.
Montreal at Ottawa. I'm on the Habitants.
I am too, because that's what I do. But I tell you right now, I'm nervous about this game.
Fair enough.
I'm nervous.
Carolina's coming off a big win. They will go into New Jersey today. I'm on Carolina.
They better not have a letdown after last night.
I don't think so.
But they're going to be playing that other goalie. Who's the goalie today? It's not the lefty. It's the other. It's
the other
Freddie?
guy.
Is it Freddie? No, Freddie's
Yeah,
hurt.
but the Devils have their own issues.
Over under in that game on goals. What is it? 7? Take it.
Carolina or New Jersey? Who are you on?
It's Carolina.
All right, Columbus at Pittsburgh. I'm on the Penguins.
I'm taking Columbus for the upset.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Can't say one thing and do another. I'm just saying why Columbus is going to climb back in the playoff spot. They got to do it to start tonight.
Florida at Washington. I'm on the Capitals at home.
Yeah, that's going to be a funny one. It's back-to-back for Florida too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and there was a final last night, 9-1.
9-1.
Did you feel bad for Florida for any part of that game?
No, I did not.
Thank you. Okay, just wanted to make sure that we had same feeling about the same thing. That's a weird game, eh?
I'm on Washington. No question.
Me too.
Toronto at Winnipeg. Give me the Leafs all day.
Winnipeg for the upset.
Okay. That win streak's got to end sometime.
Yep.
Boston at Chicago. Give me the Blackhawks at home.
I'm kind of liking this too. I'll take that too. And Bedard's playing, right?
Yes, he is.
They seem to be skating in sand a bit lately, Chicago. You know who's having a good season for them is Tyler Bertuzzi.
Yeah, he has been having a good year.
Yes, solid year.
Edmonton at Vancouver. Oilers all day.
Oh, come on. That's How do you feel when you're Vancouver now? Like, if you lose a team, everybody's mad. They have a fight in the dressing room. They slap their wives. Everyone loses their mind.
Oh,
Why?
my
That's
God.
a
Don't
Vancouver.
even go there.
Oh, okay. Freudian slip. I'm just saying, how angry are you when you lose to Vancouver right now?
I'd be upset too. Maybe not as far as you'd go. Nashville at Vegas. Nashville's coming off a big win against Colorado, but I think Vegas wins tonight.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
And a rematch of last night. They were home and home. It's a home and home, so last night they were in LA, but tonight they're in Anaheim. LA visits Anaheim. Anaheim won in the shootout last night. I'm going to take them again tonight.
No, I'll take LA for the comeback. I seen some of the late game. That third period was really good.
I saw some of the second last night.
Yeah, it was the pace of the game. I love, I always say the word pace. As soon as I watch the game, as long as there's pace to the game, I'm happy. When they're doing that old left wing lock stuff and shit, the people trying to slow the games down, Minnesota does that a bit. They skate, then they try to stop the game. I hate that. Just keep playing this way, but I'll shut up.
I'll play to win. I don't care about
yes,
the Bucks.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
On the season series, you're beating me 7-4. We had 3 ties as well.
Here we go. Okay.
So best of luck to you tonight.
Yes.
And we'll move this over to our soccer report, where Rafinha scored twice in Barcelona's 3-2 Supercopa de España win over Real Madrid. And right after Madrid fired their head coach, Xavi Alonso, and hired former defender Alvaro Arbeloa.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah. Power rankings. So at number 5, they're second place in Ligue 1. I got PSG. At number 4, first in Serie A, I got Inter. At number 3, down a spot last week, first in the Bundesliga, I got Bayern Munich. Number 2, they're first in La Liga. They're up a spot on my list. I got Barcelona. And still number 1, undefeated in Champions League, first in the Premier League.
The Gunners.
Yes, Arsenal.
The Gunners. I just as a little side, okay? When I was out having a bite to eat last night, there was a bunch of guys that were sitting in a corner, and one of the guys was in a Man City jersey with guess whose number on it?
Holland?
Gee, that was a lucky guess, wasn't it? So as I just walked by, I said, I'm not a big soccer fan, but I said, sometimes I think that guy's an interesting player for Man U. Two of the other guys, Man City, 2 other guys, oh my God, did I open up a can of worms? Yeah, he's great, but he's this, he's that. I just went, oh, Andrew, you should hear it. I was just saying, like, anything you could think about the guy, it just came up immediately. And then the guy that was wearing the shirt likes him, but he says he sometimes doesn't like his antics.
Oh, 100%.
And I went, oh, okay, that's a diplomatic way to put it. But the response the guy got immediately, as soon as I brought it up, his buddies just, I like the guy.
You like him sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Man City, they beat Exeter City 10-1 in FA Cup last Saturday.
What was that all about?
Well, they're playing, it's a lower league team.
Exactly. So what do those teams get money for that?
Yeah.
Like Exeter gets money for doing it, right?
Well, yeah, you get
when I seen that score, I meant to text you after because I'm saying,
well, hold on.
Why is this? Why we have a 10-1 game?
That's FA Cup. Anyone's got a chance. That's the beauty of that tournament.
Yeah, and so don't change those rules.
Yeah.
Don't change those rules. I got that afterwards. Who was bringing it up? I think someone I seen on it that had something to do with soccer said this is a traditional thing and that's how it happened. But 10-1?
It happens. Inter and Napoli drew 2-2 on Sunday. Bayern demolished Wolfsburg 8-1. And then this week. PSG dominated Lille 3-0 yesterday. Dembele with the brace there. Big day of soccer today. Manchester United surprised Man City at home in their derby with a 2-0 win.
Oh, that was this morning, right?
This morning. Then Chelsea beat Brentford 2-0 this morning as well. João Pedro and Cole Palmer with the goals in that one. RB Leipzig hosts Bayern Munich and Musiala's return match today. Your boy.
Well, we're going to see. When is that game? Is that already played?
Today.
What time?
Let's see if it's started already.
I should have put the box on. I just want to get distracted by the TV.
It's 1-0 RB Leipzig right now. So Bayern Munich is losing.
How long?
It's in the 31st minute, so still plenty of runway left to go.
I'm going to turn that on. That would be a huge upset, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah. Was that Napoli game, that tie game, was that one of the best games of the year?
It might have been. Those are, two of the Premier League the premier teams in Europe going at it.
Well, I kind of flicked on that soccer report, and the guys were showing the highlights, and some of them were talking like it was one of the best games they've seen all year. I didn't see it all; I just seen the highlights. But those expert guys, they were clamoring, "What a game! What a game!" I said, "Oh, I guess it was a good one."
Then we got Champions League back this week, January 20th. Tottenham hosts Dortmund. Inter hosts Arsenal, so Arsenal's perfect record game put to the test in Milan. Real Madrid hosts Monaco. And then the next day we got Marseille hosting Liverpool. Juventus hosting Benfica. And then after that, the week after, all 36 teams play to close out the league stage.
What time is that game on? Inter and Arsenal?
Probably 2:45. They're all around that time.
2:45 our time, right?
Yeah.
When Tuesday, right?
Yes.
That's one of my looking forward to. That should be a good game.
Yes, sir.
Inter and I'll be cheering for the Gunners. I hope because they're playing in their house though.
In Inter, yeah, they're going
playing
to
in
Milan.
Inter's house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They talked about that too. That was one of those same guys that said the Napoli game. They were doing like a little preview of Champions games, and they said that's going to be an interesting one because Inter likes to defend their house.
Yes, they do.
So yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, but I will know more next week because I tend to watch more. Champions League is back.
Yes, it is. We'll take this into the NBA with the Toronto Raptors. So on Sunday, they beat the Philadelphia 76ers 116-115 without Embiid. However, the next day with Embiid back, they lost 115-102, proving once again that the Raps do need a big man indeed. In Indiana on Wednesday, they beat them 115-101, almost blew it in the fourth, but Ingram's and Barn both with big games. Then last night with the Clippers in their house, they fell in OT 121-117. The Raps blew a 89-78 lead going into the fourth quarter.
I cannot believe this is why we are inconsistent. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a team, we can't afford to lose this because other teams are starting to get their shit together. This is the Clippers without Kawhi. What was that lead? 15 points going in the fourth quarter? 11 going in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
But at one point in the third quarter, we were up by 15 to 18.
I think it was 14 was the biggest lead.
It was the biggest lead, whatever the case may be. And we had a run. And then you know what happened? This is what I hate. Don't shoot threes to try to put it away because they let them back in. Instead of playing the possession game, we clanked about 3 threes, and then Harden got hot, and Harden started moving around. Harden is proving to be he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. I don't know where he's going to be in the pantheon when basketball's done, but he's just a great player. And last night he almost single-handedly got everything moving, got the shit moving. But the Raptors can't lose games like that. Can't be losing it. Look at the standings now. Okay? We've got Cleveland, who is starting to get better. We've got Orlando, who is playing solid ball. The 76ers are going nowhere, and we all got 18, 19 wins. I don't want to be in the play-in. I want to be the top 6. You know what I mean? And we lose a game to the Clippers like that, and look who we got coming up.
I know. It's a tough week ahead out west, at the Lakers, at the Warriors, at the Kings, at the Blazers. So, I mean, those last two are probably winnable, but Lakers and Warriors, those are going to be some tough matchups.
And we never have any great Western road trips anyway.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Like I'm going, we can't afford to lose that. And look at everybody there. Look at Cleveland, who is all over the board. Look at suddenly they're in 6th place. And anybody at the beginning of the season, who was picking to be better, Cleveland or Toronto?
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Who was picking to be better, Philadelphia or Toronto?
Well, speaking of Philly, too, it's crazy that the Atlantic Division is probably the best in the NBA. Which, it's been such a garbage division for so long. Probably should be the best division given all the markets in there. You know, New York, Boston, Philly, Toronto.
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. It's interesting that it's got that. And you know what? Those teams, it's going to be there's more we're going, and it's starting to happen that way now because I don't know how much they're going to be dog days because some teams like Cleveland and Philadelphia didn't get the starts that they wanted, so they're scrapping back and they don't want to lose games. And Toronto had some games in the bank that kept them there. I think that the dog fighting in the East is going to be more intense for the rest of this season because every game's going to matter, as opposed to the West where things are starting to separate. More like we're saying, like we're pretty well know, you guys are out of it, get out of here. But look at those top 10 in the, especially the Atlantic, like you're saying the division. That's, wow. Look at the teams there. It's unbelievable. And makes for better basketball, even though I'm still seeing too many blowouts. You look at some of the scores last week. There was some of those great classic scores. What? Milwaukee got beat by 20. Orlando beat somebody by 23. Miami suddenly beats... was it Boston or whatever? Like 18 points. Even though you got to give him credit, though, Boston's staying in the hunt, and Jaylen Brown has to be considered a MVP candidate for the way that he's been coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
Look at Boston. Suddenly they're in second place. You know what I mean? 25-15 without Tatum. Like,
That's pretty crazy.
And you see his numbers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was always SGA and the Joker, but the Joker's gone, so he's out of it. Is SGA really the front running? You got Cade Cunningham, who has to be given consideration because he's having an amazing season. And now you got Jaylen Brown in the conversation. Now,
well, and Luka as well, who leads the league in points.
and Luka's up there too. But okay, yeah. Well, and Luka's on. Sorry, I don't want to put him out of the picture, but that's it. They're staying there. If the Raptors can stay in this top four and where they are right now, the end of the season right now, they're in the top four. Don't you think that Scotty Barnes should be given some MVP consideration, considering the year that he's had?
My thing is, like, Ingram and him are probably going to split a lot of votes.
They're a great tandem, and with RJ on
I know, but they're going to
night,
take votes away from each other. That's the issue. I think Barnes for like all defensive team is going to be.
Oh,
up there.
if he's not there, that is going to be nuts. But he's he's playing his all around game is as good as anybody in the league right now. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? And did you know that him and Hollis? I'm going to screw up his name.
Murray
again.
Boyles,
as two teams that are defensive in the last 20 games in the NBA, they're the best defensive duo. Their metrics say the best in the NBA. That's a good stat to have. But when you're taking inadvised 3-point shots late in the game to try to put the game away, and you miss those shots, and Harden races down and they're getting layups, that's how you lose. Drago, what were you thinking? Why didn't you call more timeouts? I seen this game going on in front of me, and I'm going, no. You know, one of those games you're watching, you got your hands up, and you're looking at the screen going, no. Then it went to overtime, and I said, we're done. Because we should, but you know that happens in basketball. Like how the Clippers could ever be there in the end, I didn't get it. But once the game went to overtime, I went,
bingo, bango.
Bad loss, and look what we got this week. You know what I mean? We'll talk a little bit more about the NBA as the football thing goes down. We'll give them a little bit more credence. But to me, like I'm saying, we're going to get into the dog days. We're going to have some games. But if you just look what's going on in the league, I'm going to say what my thing is. Last night shouldn't have been a matchup. That's the Clippers and the Clippers and the Toronto. What's on the scale of great games? Oh, it's the Clippers and the Raptors. That's not no big scale game. Turned out to have some life at the end of the game, which was kind of entertaining. But you forget about the first half when the Clippers didn't even show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you don't know what you're getting from the NBA, but I can just smell it, bro, and I hate to say it. These playoffs are going to be insane. Now, well, just because we're running a little long here, we're going to bring up something that we have to bring up. This is a matter of personal opinion, how you feel, what you say about the individual. We can go on and on and on there. I just want to ask your opinion about LeBron's patch on his jersey.
It's something that they'll be able to auction off for charity.
Is that what you got it down to?
Yeah.
He's going to wear it the rest of the year, though, isn't he?
Okay, but they're going to get auction off of all those jerseys, so...
You should have been a lawyer. You defended it. Because I could not defend this on any level. This is like, look at me of the highest
Did he
degree.
ask for it?
Nobody's saying how this came on, but I mean, if I'm okay, I'm put in that position. I
don't think he asked for it.
I can't imagine ever being there. But if someone, hey, Cruz, you know what? You've done this for so long and so great. Why don't you put I'm great? Do you want to put an I'm great?
We'll auction off for charity.
Can you wait till I retire? Then I'll wear them at the last game of the season, and I'll wear 20 of them, and then you auction those off. Like, do I have to wear this all the time for the rest of the year?
But it's for a good cause.
Milani, the lawyer. Yeah, you know, since we talked about this, that's a good jump on your part, because I wasn't expecting that at all, to tell you the truth. So that you got one over on me. I think it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I love LeBron. I try to love LeBron as much as I possibly can because I think...
But the NBA is like doing well marketing because we're talking about it.
End of story. End of story. That's what you got right there. But it's a cheesy way that we got to talk about it because LeBron brings a lot of shit onto himself all the time.
Like what?
The decision... under the dome.
Well,
This shit don't matter because he's LeBron and he's one of the greatest of all time. And then he gets into the debates.
Well,
and
the
shit.
decision he he was young and he regretted it.
Okay,
He
well,
said,
whatever.
yeah.
We know that, but it doesn't. I don't think anything that
You're
should
dredging up
matter.
ancient history there. That was
Agreed.
15 years ago.
Exactly, but I'm looking at it this way. I think LeBron's one of the greatest, and what he's brought to the game is immeasurable and all that other stuff. Then you put a little thing on your jersey. I don't know.
I don't think that was his decision.
Okay, I'm just saying, would you put one on your jersey? I'm in mine. Oh, but Cruz is for charity. Okay, then I wear it game 82 once, and I'll change it 20 times, and away you go. I just think it's kind of a cheesy, I don't know how to explain it. I still like LeBron.
Okay. Harden passed Shaq for 9th on all-time in the all-time
Speaking
scoring
of
list.
Harden,
Yep. Anthony Davis won't get surgery after a second opinion will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. Could still be traded before the deadline, although I don't know who's going to exactly be backing up the Brinks truck for a guy who's going to be still hurt.
You're not going to pony up for a guy called Street Clothes who's on just coming off the list as you're trying to get him for a run. But what team would take him? Okay, here's another outside the box thing I heard. Boston has got a couple of extra draft picks. They could just sign him for the year and then buy him out and give him their run. But are you going to give up a draft pick of that level? If it got you a ring.
Maybe.
If it got you a ring, would you do it?
I mean, if I'm Boston, I'd consider it.
Well, I'd consider them more because the pedigree of their team is a little stronger than Toronto.
Yes,
so I'm saying that they've been there. They won, 2 years ago, whatever the case may be. So I'm still saying that they've got a lot of that. And I hate Boston, so I hope they don't do it. But they're a team that I'm going, okay, they could give up this and this. Because if you're going to do it, that's why I'm hearing like people say about Giannis going to OKC would be what he says he's now. He's not moving anywhere, whatever the case may be. It's not getting the players. What you got to give up to get them.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to give up RJ Barrett if I'm the Raptors.
No.
Big shout out to Eric Spoelstra, now the longest tenured coach in North American sports after Harbaugh and Tomlin lost their jobs. That
is just an amazing feat. And when everyone just think about that, it's like Visconti said, the owner of the Ravens said, when they say shit like that, what are you going to do now? Are you guys going to be a coaching circle or shit like that? No, you found the right guy. Go. I'm going to try to find another John Harbaugh. Riley found Dave Spoelstra, and all the question he's now he's one of the great coaches. He's got rings. He's been to the finals. He's gone to the finals with teams like, how did you get here with?
Twice.
You know what I'm saying? How did you get here with these teams? So give him his props, and he's still relatively young, isn't he? He's in his 50s?
Yeah.
He's in his 50s. Is he?
Because he was very young when he got hired.
I don't know. He's in his 50s yet?
Probably.
What has he been on now? Is he?
This is 18th season.
Yeah, early 50s.
Yeah.
Early 50s. And I still, they haven't said much about it, but we still hope that he's recovered and getting his shit together about that terrible house fire that he had.
Mm-hmm. And the Thunder finally beat the Spurs. Finally beat their kryptonite.
Well, what they did is SGA pulled everybody over and said, listen, Holmgren, kick him in the balls when he comes through the center. Let's just get dirty. Let's not be fancy. Let's be hardcore OKC. San Antonio, by the time they figure out what it was a little too late. And Wemba was playing his regular. Wemba, everybody was there, was doing their thing. It was just one of those games where OKC said, we can't have this no more. You know what I mean? But I hope they meet in the playoffs. Wouldn't they be a great conference final?
I hope so.
I hope. But you know what? This Houston team with Durant, don't sleep on those guys.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah. They're my sleeper right now. Because I don't think anybody in the East is going to get out of there but Detroit. I think in the long run, they're going to get everybody.
Don't slag on Boston, especially if they use those draft picks.
We'll see if they use them, but we get there. But OKC San Antonio conference final, that would just be... And that's why I'm telling you, the NBA is going to get away with it. All the garbage they've given us all year, and then here's dessert.
Anything else for basketball?
No, they're pissing me off.
All right, we'll move this over to the PWHL, where Toronto continues their 4-game losing streak. They lost in Lowell, Massachusetts to Boston 2-1 on Wednesday.
They're the masters of losing 2-1, 3-2 overtime. They're never getting killed.
Yep.
But they're never winning. Go get someone that can score.
Yep. And the Scepter is back in action tonight versus Vancouver, and then they're in Seattle Tuesday and in Vancouver on Thursday.
Good luck, girls. They're not in a playoff spot right now, are they?
I don't believe so.
No. Got lots of games, though. They got a chance to pull their shoes up. They got a chance.
We'll move this over to baseball, the offseason, where Of course, the big news, Bichette signing a 3-year, $126 million deal with the Mets, full no trade clause, opt-outs after each season, and he will be moving to third base. Cited issues with artificial turf in the dome as a reason for not signing.
Get out. I'm just hearing this now.
Oh, you didn't hear that yesterday?
I didn't hear that.
That came out yesterday morning before he signed, but there was concerns about playing half of his remaining games in his career on the artificial turf.
So what do they got in Philadelphia?
New York.
Oh, yeah, he's in New York, right. Okay, yeah, then he's okay. I forgot. I was thinking Philadelphia a second. I was completely confused. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there so everybody will know that we're listening. Paul Semenuk, everybody that's all talking baseball.
So last week, I was getting worried that he wouldn't sign back. And
I was confident. I was confident, and I got fooled. Okay? And when I heard the Philadelphia part come in, that got me nervous. But the Cohen coming out of nowhere, out of left field with a bag, like, what are you going to do? But first of all, let's just say when we were talking about it, I always said it would be nice if we signed both. But I think we'd have a little bit of a log jam. If we had to sign Tucker and both, theoretically, we were in there, and we were at the door, and we were there at the end.
Tucker never made sense because where are we going to play all these guys?
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. And first of all, the Dodgers, are they going to wreck everything? I don't know. They gave him the money. I'm glad the Blue Jays didn't. I don't think the guy's worth it. I'm not giving him, and I'm not. You're jumping
ahead a little bit. So Kyle Tucker signed 4 years with the Dodgers, $240 million. So that's $60 million per. Opt-outs after years 2 and 3. He's now the second highest paid player in terms of average annual value in baseball, just after Ohtani.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
That's why I'm glad the Jays, like I'm trying to tell everyone now, the Jays are not completely in. No, sometimes you got to be pragmatic about this shit. We'll go this far, but we're not going that far. And then what they gave Bichette, you think, and look at Bichette, he got the perfect contract. I always said, how is the deal going to work out? I'm disappointed we didn't get Bo back. I'll be honest about that. Tucker, I couldn't give a damn. I'm disappointed, but let's look at what's going to happen here. You think Akins and Shapiro is going to say after whatever's gone on, maybe Bo's a little bit more pissed than he said, and playing on this is a good excuse for not coming back. Great excuse. But the bottom line is, look what contract he took. I don't think Bo is worth that money right now anyway. And look what he got. He's opt-out. This is a pure Bo contract. No trade. Opt-out anytime you want, and you're playing third base, and you're in a big market.
Your average annual value is just a hair ahead of Vlad's.
Okay, so what did you do? Now, everyone says, well, you'd get more money if you go long term. But then again, I'm thinking, what did he got? 100?
Oh, with those opt-outs, though, who cares?
That's what I'm saying, but he's got complete control. So, what he's doing, and it's only a 3-year. He's at 3 years. So that means that puts him at 30 years old.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Okay, so guess what? He can get another bag.
For sure.
You get another bag. Like, he's playing his cards against him. So one of the things is, and it's kind of there, he's had some injuries on the turf. He has a couple years ago, remember he had that turf thing? It was caused by the turf. I get it, it's hard on his knees, but I think that's a lame excuse. I'm just thinking that the Jays said, here's what we'll give you pragmatically. And it was a good offer. If you can do better, go get it.
What the Jays offer him, though?
I heard that the Jays was like a 5-year deal. With the same amount of money spread out a little more. Nobody knows. Nobody's saying.
Yeah.
So we're not sure, but I know it was a little bit longer. Whatever the Jays offered was a little bit longer. And the same,
less money, though.
Yeah. No, about the same money over a longer period with not the opt-outs. The Jays weren't going to give Bo no freaking sign.
So they were offering him $40 million a year?
A little less. We don't know. According to the experts, it was probably about 35 he was going to get. And it was going to be for longer term, but he wasn't going to get the opt-outs until like 5 years. So the first 3 years he couldn't opt out. So now that changes the game when New York said, we'll give you more money right now and we'll give you your opt-out deal. Bye, Bo. Bye. You think?
Plus the thing I was saying before, I think the argument about staying somewhere where you got to move off a position versus going to a new place, changing positions is completely different situations.
In what respect?
I think coming back and having to move over away from shortstop, that's a little bit of a bruise to Bo's ego.
So that's the word around the campfire, and he's come up with, I'm just hearing now about playing on the turf and shit. Maybe there was some bigger bad blood, because someone said there could be a little bit of bad blood between management and Bo.
I can see that.
Okay, but
they were never crazy about Bo to begin with. Let's go back to that. Ever since the draft, they didn't want to draft Bo.
Okay, they got him and he's here. Okay, and he
was here.
Okay, but the first thing they did was they jumped arbitration. They gave him money back in the day. They didn't wait, so they treated him good already. So I think it's not worth something. Like, he didn't have to go that. They just jumped. We'll give you this many
That was
years.
then,
Okay.
this is now.
Okay, so now that we're here, like, so why should Bo be so pissed off? You had a couple seasons where you were pretty banged up, buddy, and you still got good money. Nobody said nothing about that. I knew you'd be fine last year because you're just too good of a ball player, and I'm disappointed that you're gone. But all these things that you've added up to say, no, I'm happy with the Blue Jays. And don't say like, oh, we weren't all in. No, sometimes you got to say, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not giving Bo that deal, especially you're going to opt out next year. Okay, now we got you back and you're going to have the option, okay, I want to opt out already. Aikens and Shapiro don't work like that. That's just not
No, if we want you here, we want you here.
We want you here, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Now, Cohen just came in and said, I don't give a shit here.
Well, he's a nut bar in his own right.
There you go. So what I mean, like, this came out of nowhere. And they said once one's going, the domino's going to fall. And you watch now, all these other semi-top guys or medium-level guys that are good are out there. Watch how every day there's going to be a signing because, look, at February 5th is only what?
Yeah, that's coming up.
Very fast. It's around the Olympics. Around the time the Olympics are going to camp.
I mean, it's a little bit of a disappointment seeing Bo. I guess it just doesn't care about winning if he's going to the Mets.
The Mets could win this year. You never know. Look, at 2 years ago, they were in the playoffs. And then they...
Yeah, but weren't you saying last week about Soto fucking up the dressing room there? That would make a lot of sense, especially considering how they collapsed down the stretch.
Yeah, something went wrong there, but they
and
still
their pitching's concerning.
But you know what they're going to do? I bet you any money, all those extra pitchers out there that Cohen's just going to grab them all for the last second. Because these guys got to decide where they got to play. They got to get a place.
What pitchers are left out there, though?
There's about 5 or 6 guys. I wish I
Is it assign all of them?
They're all middle relievers, potential starter guys. You know those guys, like, you know the guys.
That's not going to win you a season.
I don't think it will either, buddy. They need more pitching. The more the merrier. I think that we're going to sign a couple of those guys. Where's the list?
Yeah, maybe a couple relievers we could use. But I was looking at our bullpen's actually pretty solid, though.
Yes, it is, but don't you want more?
Of course.
There you go. So I'm going to go after them. And here's another thing that everyone's got to realize now, or go fuck yourself, because this is pissing me off.
Jesus Christ.
The Blue Jays have done more in this offseason than they've done in a lot of seasons there, and they've made more moves than probably anybody in baseball. So why are people bitching? Don't bitch. We did good. It's just that, the Dodgers, the hated Dodgers. When did they become the hated Dodgers? Just because we lost them in the World Series and suddenly we hate the Dodgers.
Well, don't you always say that, like, playing teams in the playoffs, that's what breeds rivalries?
The first time we played them, now they're the hated Dodgers.
It went 7 games to the wire. Of course they're going to be hated Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. Fuck them. I hate Seattle, too.
Okay, I do, too, but I hate Boston more.
Oh, that's different.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. So I can't suddenly say,
there's enough room to hate all these teams.
I hate the Dodgers. No. Not like I hate the Red Sox. Not like I dislike the Yankees.
Well, you're being a nerd if you're making this into an argument.
I just joked about it. Like, a lot of the guys on TV everywhere going around, like, and like these guys that come on, like the CP24, and you get up in the morning, you're having a coffee, and I'm going to check the thing, and the guy will be going, yeah, those hated Dodgers took that away from us. And I'm looking at this guy going, do you know anything about baseball to start?
Anyways, anything else you want to add about Bo or Tucker or the Blue Jays?
No, I'm disappointed Bo didn't come back, though.
Some other things around the league. So the Cubs signed Alex Bregman to a 5-year deal, $175 million, full no trade clause, no opt-outs.
Because they don't want, last year he got the opt-out. That's why they're going, no, we're not letting you do that. Remember Pete Alonso, when he signed, he's got 2 years for an opt-out. Like, and even Tucker's out. He can't opt. He's solid in there, right?
No, Tucker opt-outs after years 2 and 3.
After years 2, but he's...
Yeah, year 1, so he's guaranteed to play 2 years in LA.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Bo's the only one that's got the Bregman deal where he can jump next year. Alonso didn't get it. Nobody did. So, Bo, you got your deal. Like, if say Bo goes out next year and hits 340, 25 with 115. And
340?
Why not?
Let's be realistic.
Okay, say he hits 320, 25, 90, and he plays good, solid third base. Okay. New contract.
Yep.
Jay sign him back?
No.
Cardinals
traded for Nolan Arenado. Cardinals trade Nolan Arenado to the D-backs for right-hander Jack Martinez. Red Sox signed Ranger Suarez to 5 years. Huh?
That's good for both teams.
Well, Cardinals need to rebuild. Yep. They're so bad. Red Sox signed Ranger Suarez to a 5-year deal, $130 million. And
why didn't we go after him?
I don't know.
That's one of the guys I had on my list. Like, let's not let them. And Boston got him. That irritates me more than losing Bo, because I thought we should have been on that guy more. Now he's going to the Red Sox. Damn.
It's okay.
Not happy with that.
And JT Real Muto staying in Philly for 3 years, $45 million.
Good for him. That's good money. Good money. You know what? And I just say, we'll end on the baseball thing on this. That just goes to prove that a lot of these baseball players and agents have overestimated what these guys are really worth. They're not Otanis. They're not Sotos. They're not Vladis. Well,
that's why we're going to have a striker lockout in a couple years.
One more year, 2027. Here it comes.
Oh, boy. So we're ready to move this into trivia?
Yes.
All right. Steven, thank you once again for providing this question.
I just realized this, maybe I get up a lot, but when I'm getting a new couch next week, we got to get a little bit higher because sometimes sitting we're so low, eh?
Yeah, I know.
I just noticed that.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Better than recording in a place under construction with a lot of dust.
Oh, yeah.
With the Olympics just a few weeks away, it's hard to forget Crosby's golden goal. Which TSN reporter was the first to interview Crosby on Canadian TV?
Ray Ferraro.
No.
It wasn't Duffy. It was a TSN guy.
First ever to interview him on Canadian TV.
So we CBC or TSN at that time.
No, it says TSN.
Okay, it is. And I said, who did I say? Ray Ferraro.
I'm gonna say Gord Miller.
No, that's too obvious. No, not really. No, there's somebody else. Wait, now Gord Miller, you got me thinking. Give me 1 second now. And I don't think he's even broadcasting anymore now. Who retired?
Brian Williams?
Maybe. Or Bob McKenzie.
McKenzie would be one I think would be a little too obvious. McKenzie, yeah.
Miller's a little obvious.
Nah. No,
Moment of truth has finally come. What is it?
I'm going to stick with Gord Miller. Whoa. Ryan Rashog.
What? Really? Where is he now?
He's still reporting for Edmonton.
That's right.
That's his gig.
Wow. He never, did he enter your mind?
No, he probably should have because he's been there forever.
When you think about it, but then we're not really thinking about the other parts of the country and their regulars all the time. We were thinking about our regulars. I hear like Toronto, the sun shines out of our ass, remember?
So I'm told.
I don't believe that.
What event are you looking forward to the most this week?
I'm looking forward very much to the national championship game on
Monday.
On Monday. And what was the other game? I'm already at a brain fart. Oh, I'm going to look forward. I'm going to really try to watch that Champions League game, Inter and Arsenal, because I heard these guys talking about it so much on TV. Like they're really, so I want to go and see what happens because that's the premier games. If you're going to get more involved or see what's going on in soccer, I really want to see that game. And I want to see the Buffalo-Montreal rematch.
For me, it's New England.
Of course,
New England, Houston.
Okay, let's be honest. I deliberately didn't say anything football because I'm looking forward to every goddamn game that's coming on this weekend. I will not be leaving my house.
I don't think I'll be able to watch the Seattle game tonight because me and Radhika are going out for dinner for my birthday tonight. So
is your birthday today?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday, bro. How old are you now, 33?
33 tomorrow.
33 tomorrow. Yeah, so what did I say? So not quite half my age half my age. That's what we're saying. That makes for a good dichotomy, no matter how you look at it. Of course, there, as everyone knows, you do which I got to say again, fine production jobs. When you put those clips, and I do get to share them, people really like them a lot.
Thank you. The one that we talked about, the Canadians not going to Minnesota for the World Juniors, still racking up the views. It might get to 10,000 pretty soon.
And that's still a question on everybody, eh? That'll be the defining moment of this tournament. Why
it's
didn't
funny because you get
up?
Half the people are arguing the comments, and the other half are like, "You dumbasses for even arguing this." Like, like one comment was like, "Oh, they'll give anyone a podcast now."
Yeah, that's hilarious when you think about it. But it's an interesting factor. Like you always put everything in, and economics is a part of everything. And I bet you the
politics.
Yeah, and guess what? That hurt the bottom line on the junior tournament in Montreal. You know what I mean? Where is it next? I mean,
Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to say already? It's in Edmonton and Red Deer next year.
Sold out.
All right.
Sold out. Higher prices too, doesn't matter. Sold out.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's already done. Like, it's bizarre how that works. Glad that we're Canadian.
I would love to go to the World Juniors one year. It's definitely on my list.
It is, especially around when they was in Toronto a few years ago.
Yeah, that was so expensive.
I remember Jeff, the bartender, I remember asking you about it at the time, and you went, "What? Are you for real?" I didn't know the prices were like that. In any event, it's been a lot of fun. I hope that we've been able to inform you as well as we want to. I really want to end the thing, just a little thing when we're going out here. Here at the House That Happens, please understand when we bring up some of these subjects, we hate them. Number one, this gambling thing that's come up again. I want to end the show by saying it. Please, let's shoot all of these guys because it takes away from
no violence.
It's something, man. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to, for the rest of the year, I don't have a resolution.
Lock them away and throw away the key. How about that?
Okay, that's good enough. But anyways, I would like to really, how about this as a notion? For the rest of the year, 2026, we do not hear about any gambling scandals for the rest of the year.
I'll give you 2 weeks.
Anything else?
That's just about it. Looking forward to football. Looking forward to hockey. National Championship for football. Australian Open. It's a great time to be a sports fan.
Yes, it is. Oh, and we're golfing in Hawaii.
Look at that.
Unbelievable. Anything else?
My name is Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz.
What do? We keep the vibe alive. Do you have a question that's just burning you up inside? Send it to thehousethathappens@gmail.com and we'll answer it on the air. We release new episodes weekly on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. You can follow us and see clips of our show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.